Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.
Assalamualaikum bari lamay lalu ngali konto ngali bismillah na Bitilo kibaro te jang alnal bari malom falli fadera ngali konto bi arjumo maj karoti warning warwulo la benyin sangomen kono konto ndro kola doron se kataba jibe ke kunto kibaro la o kola fanan safale ko nyaat do manding be kacha sota jang kacha kumarimba nilluntam bunyarimba aketa moti malon kala ko manukum bake gambe banko kam menketa Bubacarr bob keta mun luntam bi Bitilo de jam kontantan se wota kasoro jam bob nge bismillah programme o to mando bado nyina musinya floti e bina Bitilo to jam an se bulay ni mol se nyo konton kondondro kola drong an se kunta jibe ke kunta kibaro la kola ngana muru ngana bla kacha kono bismillah bob
abaraka bake Mr. Mfali, you know, ila diamo ya kilo blend time marafo which of the taranga o time you
yeah taranga
good old days. That voice is unique. I'm content to back Burkana back on media because it's been a while. My interview came for so mbela jubirla nila lamur la ni min bebe na jubira nyato be kontona mbe mo be kontona salola Eid Mubarak and thank you for having me here.
Abaraka bake bob kontantan se wota keso jam Bitilo platform o jam mbadi ngol wole mo Bubacarr bob kere di ko ngafa nyamen funding kele mu Gambia funding kele menka mamam julani safaro la karola bari politiko fan na karola keta moti me alon ko ala ko man nuku moma Gambia banko kan konkelta ka nyamen na Bitilo kibaro di jam nabina le ka kacha ke ku jamal la membe dinding simfal la mentala baluwo kono ay ko le jasi nyamen ala dungo politiko kono kitio me alon ka ndana bulata wole kono anin ku jamal men alon ko wole be dending ala mabe wala jamala koto Gambia banko kan wolbe be kala fenti malon ko be dinkala kono bob ko ngafi nyamen be katabato jibe kala kunto kibaro la ni murta nan doron sinabla kacanyin kono mbadi ngolu nyaato do manding na kunto kibaro lu mbo folo la men wala mo kibarti me alon ko wole be dending President Adama Barrow la aketa modi me alon ko kunun adiamuta banko jama moliye député bungoto kabintu mo menna abe banker ke kanu banko tembola nyin tembenna tubabul ka fay ko state of the nation address waketa kuma kanti waketa diamu mi alon ko president waka ke sango sanela ka diamu banko député banko dingole député bungoto banko be tembo mendo president Adama Barrow diamu da fanna jamalula kabirim yurwani nyaruta la karola fanko ni nafulu bunda baluwo Kenya silolu nin kurangolu senoni nyedemo ulbe kera fenti malon ko diamu ta kola kolu be nyinya ka diamu ko la men alon ko kata ko la men alon ko wala man sakunda be wole ke kam ka je ko de ye nyurwani nyatuta samanan banko kan president Barrow fanan diamu ta carte fayo fanan kola mengeta nyinan keta carte fay santi game banko kam ko mbekilo kila political party la candidate olu ani mo ko to men alon ko be dabula la politiko kono puru ise politiko kenin kairo nin tenkmonin sabato kono anin bunyanin horomo ako carte fay kumata bake na demokrasi balundo tole anyanta kila fenneti menyantan sembenten la kambambandi bada manyan talala ka fitno samanam ay sasiro fanan ke IEC la ni doku bunda ko tongol pour mo be selo kaje ko de carte fay tilindingo seneyaringo sahyaringo se ke isaje alata nyama asem mo be wasa bari birim pesa Adama Barrow fanan diamuta sana ñu sepa diamuta foni bintang na député wo men keda Bakary Badjiti ay président Adama Barrow lo kuma kanulu doya kuma kanulu men alon kay wala sata député ngokono ako président Adama Barrow kumolu menu fowoto akol mu filindir kumol lelti akay kumolu menu foko ko bebe sahyarim banko kanne ako woni molu be men kono manke kilindi ko ayta ni nyamenna ako ni bi yejibe loke dalaso be boyring sefa enne ako sefa be dalaso kanne dola fanan be dalaso kanna ndako dalaso be tenten kanne ka boy abota do fana ko ni yejibe lo fanan ke President Adama Barrow diamuta Gambia dingol la ko la même tuba bankol kan men mu diaspora ti ay jayi ila ko do men kana banko kan bara kate President Adama Barrow kilimona la député wolu wollelu bantam bilta diaspora la carte fayo koto ako nina da seno fana na karola ako President Barrow ko mbe kat abe seno sembentondi kan bara ko nina faka seno sembentondi ite danna fi fengolu ni jambando damala bara ko fese seno Kenya falling ye masingol dunda kono men satin nano seno sembo se wara anda se kolea tala Sénégal ka ñin kuma ko tangolu ate ñim fo ñi bindan na député wolle sata ka President Adama Barrow la kuma kangolu daya kuma kangolu men yalon ko ay wolle sata men be den ni banko tembo la ñin tembe na la senu dabo fanan diamuta sanda ñu se paye ako President Adama Barrow la kuma xawlu mate ñabo ate ñin la senu dabo fa ben député bu kono le adabe no mol kono le men be nu je ka President Adama Barrow jibe ka diamum o député mo kono je nimbororo ate o diam kilimo falande ko President Adama Barrow ya a bankele ko Gambia ye laysino di company sabalele pour ye tulo ni gas nyino dati Gambia banko kam waketa ni essence tulolti ani ni gasol men yalon ko wollel ka tara a sarendin duma nema fengolu ate ni President Adama Barrow kullo banke ala state of the nation address ko na menke député bu ngoto ko kibaro le aytani yamena ko sindrobe ke kan na commentaire kanyang ako company sabalu kelim ako company sabalu ye lasino di wollella ko kibaro lettere jamal be jikiring ko Gambia dum nse tulol sotono le tulol ning gasol ka même yo sabo wala ko na danda na banko mum Senegal di etol fana ya sotole etol la tulo ko longo be damento fankaso kono je ning Gambia jaman jam fanyola jiko be je ko ning Senegal ya soto Gambia fana sa soto nole na la kilo bakan 2017 ye lasino di num British company do le ka fa ko BP pour ye essentiel ning tulo sing wala ya sin ne bari ye lasino nyinta ya murundi bota kono meyew sabun wala mo koy koytul mirana ñi la simfalu ila faka menuta woni ñi ñong essence tulu sin sifal man ñoje wala tuna i bota wo ko ñi kono barki baro laytani je koy la sino di company sabakuta lale men yalon ko e be ñin sindiro ke kan ko President Adama Barrow ya banke ñamen nimboro mbari ngol ngata toki banko kam Gambia la embassy membe toki wallel findira ka jama molu yamari Gambia dingulu menu ka tambinin toki la kata dunia kono wara fan kata toki julani safaro la wara fonyondingo iko ibe yamar la pour ise keku ila samba fengulu to iko kadum mo jamalel kana toki inim fengulu kana ke muta molu bulu sambalaro e bukalon wol mumeniti akata nyi jamba fengoluti ananyum fensifa kotongol eko ina manam fem muta mobulu sako jamba fengolu nyi habal jorangolu eko ise katake ya jibe fo ikata toki mbanko menkambang fo nyi fengolu tebe men samba kam ila luwalu sontala bam fo amansongala eko katum ye men koros yani ye menje wala muko gambenol men be blakam problème ko no toki e kasa mbobe wara kanne jama ni muta e kam même fo wala muko etolu malon ko nyim kasole di nyimbanko kam e ko fengol men boko nebe dayolu ana jamba fen kotengolu e ko mo jamaale beje e ka ta molu bulu e la nyin ZP toyala comme ka fengol ta molu bulu ke sambe Gambia wara ke bondi Gambia ke sama tuba bankolu kam iko umukudi me alon ko yaje ko be mo jamaale bula kam problème o kono o dalilo kambale ko be moli yamar la wala pour ise hakilo to do baake ko kibaru le tan nyamena ngaji be ke kibaru fana membe den ning lieutenant colonel sana manjana kiti la membe ke kan high court ala kiti wuduta e kaf me ko tamser jase wala satar ke kula ay mellong tamser jase ke da moti me alon ko atemu police advisalty nyin tembenna ate ko adabe molu kono le sana manja ye menu tajirinta ya tilimbalia wondur chamla kudeta kola ay kolu menu sata wo kitioto o beke la fendi malon ko mbe jibela nin kibaro batala mbe dinkala kono mba jibela kende ke mbari wolu nim murtanan dorom nsina bula kacha kono kacha mi alon ko nga wala kere kirale jambi ko nga fa nyamen akere kacha ti mi alon ko ning Bubacarr bob ketele ba sotola ata kera moti mi alon ko atele mun na lunta ngoti bi bitilo to jang al kanata handulato nim mutana nim bob keta sina dum kacha kono.
You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Fadera. 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 You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Fadera.
Mbari ngolu ngali konto ngali bismillah na Bitilo kibaro te jankore ke andal bari malum Mfali Fadera aton membe moy ka radio to gambe banko kan be moy kan FM leb 106.1 FM atol men fanam ben jibe kan dulal to internet do alning Bitilo lemu YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok ngal be jey ngal tonku alaka fo majambi sa fale ko al subscribe na Bitilo channel to al ka subscribe nyamen akan wakilin do nyama aka kibaru nyama fo na sonan sonan ndi wala nyama APS International Bulobe na Bitilo kibaro kodo APS kodi ta bundalati ni la foko kodo ki kata Gambia dawda kabod dunya kono sema fang APS la kodi ko da diata bari Gambia company la fanamu alinge fa tangi snemento ndi fengo fendu ndaje a bebe tula Gambia banko la kam bob nge konto nge bismillah na Bitilo programme to jam la fanga kacha fulo de mento laftale nga sabado mandin koma nga jibelo ke bob keta fango kundi wala janning jama mo bebe lon na janila ko bela la banke o tanim farman soto jumale mo bob keta ti e wuluta min tole ikulu ila kulu wado anila balwo kono mun kullel keta ila dindi yakarole sa fono men la ko Bitilo la waliyete parendile dunia kamba nyin tembe na be kol men ke kante nga follow kol datibla
barka baken bela sponsor tank la APS because nyim programo kumata bakele pour kana ka support so be gambe compagnie do fanan be wakile nda police ne si programo sponsor so barka bake ko take nto mo Bubacarr lete Bubacarr Keita bob to ni ndongo tolde ndongol le odina bora basele tamba sansan URR Tumana district ngana dindia beke tambasan sonne ngana primary school started from grade 1 for grade 6 so bring ngana grade 6 banje because water na parents mbamani fa waitel bebe Sierra Leone le so nata boje nata base mani kunda mbinki mfama duma dol bije ka fa mbinki satu so ndaraste waya base mani kunda where I started my junior school, St. George's Junior School. So nga 1 year koro, then na parents all narambo DJ na combo South Jambanjeli. When I came to Jambanjeli, nga na grade 6 grade jele, then I did grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. That's where I came to know the like of BK, nga na dindia BK Jambanjeli. So from Jambanjeli, nara proceed to Kersering. That was then a cousin, yeah. So I also did part of my, life there. Then I moved to Tabokoto. Then when I moved to Tabokoto, we got a first day for them fruit on the 15th of August 2014. So then Bolto for right now, I think that is just the summary of my life. Yeah. So it's like from Tambasansam, Base to Base Maniukunda to Jambanjeli and then to Kersering. And then to Tabokoto. So it's like 4 places. Yeah.
Bob, thank you very much. Ye kachanying kono fanundi ya that jamendo is really amazing. So nataje at some point koya fanyaming ye school ke from Base Tambasan Sanginata combo after school what were some of the things you mean? Okay, business olembang ya karal la fale ko or something like that.
Yeah, come prior to that, yalong yela dindi yakele come without your parents, both parents been present. So I have a very rough and challenging upbringing. Come yemeng imam kuli la parents will block but thank God, you know, you could have been from block ye treat like come ila own diolam because I have a lot of guidance from Tambasansang, you know, to Basemane Kunda, you know, to Jambanjeli, you know, to Kersering, to Tabokoro. So, but that Tabokoro fan, Nimbama phone stay in 2012. So, you know, Biafanya bring a school bank, grade 12, Sheikh Maska, you know, it was very tough. Yeah, school bank, you have dreams, but then, you know, the support is not there, financial muscle is not there. So straight, I started my first work. I work at a video club in Kerser. Many Kerser, and they will know it because I have a passion for football. I love Real Madrid. So I have this friend there, Majob Khan. Majob Khan. Those who are in Kerser, and they will know. So all of that, Ikafai Papkan, Almani Manikafarkelai. So Pakan used to have a video club. So those days you have to pay $10 to go and watch football. And you know, we are broke. So I become close to him, you know, then come because soon long I will go and carry the television with me. Then I will have a ticket also, ticket or so you know, so it was a free pass for me to watch football. And also after the match, $15 is $20. That's what I'll be using to buy breakfast, dinner, lunch. So the same time, the same my job also was working at one restaurant. Restaurant in B Ikafa Nubian. Ikayin Nubian managers Senegal can you off them anti haratu and assistant came alumuso. So my job used to work there. So because of video club of another because video club was mostly Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the weekends. So casting because yeah. So Ndara Yanga go sign, talk to your auntie, I enter, you know, I can also be coming here suto, you know, to come and do the Malik Afanya ko imagine medical bundala don't need to resolve tambila. You have to do the promoting, like a more promoter. So yes, so I did that, but I was very lucky. So I did that less than a week, not 12 hours already, 12 because the first day, thank God, I stand there restaurant for a tap. Second day for the same thing. So third day, in 12 will be tambekane ni din sunkutundo. You understand? So sunkutundo nyenje na beloring na kacha by la parents was at far. So na raji ko na ni la dimuso be kacha so interested na radunji. So I was working hard, and then it will for a minute you began. So another command why I'm young, I'm young looking, why am I doing this job? But as usual, yeah, no time of bombs will be coming for father die, mother die. But then I did not have the opportunity, you know, to go to school. So I'm just here to make, you know, some living. Okay, we had these stories many times, even before coming to Gambia, you know, that all the story mean and go, yeah, is the story. But for me, no, this is not much. I'm not even a bomb star, you know. So less than 2 weeks, direct. Then after guiding school or journey, to Jollof Tutos. So, you know, so Najebula, not a restaurant in Bula, you know, and Antiharto also was very happy with my performances. So that Jollof Tutos, then from Jollof Tutos, you know, I went to MDI also, you know, IT co from, you know, from certificate to diploma. Then one of the first job was at the video club, second job was at the restaurant. Then the third job, I started working for one guy called Amara. Men call official, those maybe 10 years ago, they will know him. Amara, he's one of their graphic designer, official. So together with Danny Constant, if you know Danny, Media to Danny.
Yeah.
So it was me,
Yeah.
Danny and Iba. There's this model guy, Kafa Iba. So I'm telling Amara Kadoko, okay. So I graphic sort of printing company sort of. It's called iMotion. So because Amara la muso ngatelon ne banna. So I started working for Amara, you know, just another struggle, right? You know, so I was marketing, so I'm marketing kai. So mbo marketing lokono, nata tubab dol soro. Well, from tubab but UK, what in fire protected. That's the business I'm running up to today. So they have a business, they sell fire extinguishers, fire alarms, CCTV cameras, and fire extinguishers, you know, just in general. So, but they were newly set up. So in Amaraya, they wanted to do their website, they wanted to do their business card. So I was the, you know, the mediator between them and Amara. But the way I was pushing, well, for Angela, like, when you go, no, you know what, we want you to work for us. I go, okay, I'm just looking for better opportunity, you know. So I went to my boss, Ngafaya, he was not happy. But even when I left there, you know, it was a big push and pull. But then, young man, you are struggling, you just have to move. Then I came, I was like their last staff that they are taking up. It's a big company, opposite Karaba, opposite American Embassy, Bolton. If you know where Fatu Network used to be. Side Kenya Subbedam, that's where their office was. And they took me, so you ride a small scooter. So I was doing their errands. And at a point, I look at the way the company was going. They have over 10 marketing girls, including my own cousin was there. So being a Gambian, nke mo like itel ko kelen to abole ikata sidla leto evel domo. To me, that was so unfair. So go to abole, you know what? I think you guys need to sack all these people, and then yala yimasyo men sanye ali adina, then I'm going to be your main marketing guy. Because are you crazy? Because these people, they are not working, and this company will not go afar. You understand? So that was the time in Ate Ibebe. So Ibebe now they give me the marketing job. They give me a rider. So, you know, this is the time I started going to Coco Ozone. Those days, maybe Coco Ozone, they would know what I'm talking about. You know, Senegambia Hotel, ila manager man name and Kafrikala, Narakem Farmal Fund is Freddie Billel. You understand? The combo big. So this is how I become connected to most of these hotels, most of this in the Gambia Ports Authority, Nawek. That time Ibrahim Sanya was there. So I was going to marketing from one place to one. You know, I was young, energy bija, I have rider. So remember that time I rider could so I have a Range Rover those days. This was around 2009, 2010. So I started working with them. So boom, business start coming, business start coming, business start coming. So we went up to Nyato. You know, they have seen success. So, but also another determination. So Ekonyoko saying, we want to take you to UK, you know. Nkoko, no. For me, I just want to stay and work. You understand? So the following year, one of our partnering, one of our bosses, Atala girlfriend Nata Jubi, Joseph, is two of them, Joseph, Edward, and Moduge. Moduge is a Gambian, one of the general manager. So Joseph Biala girlfriend bota na Slovakia nata. So I do ko cross ajelo ko atela fiancé wala ka gana energy put business on yin kon. So Birata da convince akai ko, you know what, you have to leave the business because he's other partner he's all about parties, all about women. You understand? So in the approach, now we are not Gambians and we are paying a lot of tax because of Nimangi Gambia, it'll do like 45%, 45.9%, 45.9%. So they have 99% of the fire protect. So the 1% was given to Chornoge. So Chornoge is a Gambian in UK. What if an the Gambia? So when they open the company in Gambia, they have 99%, then they give the 1% to that guy. Just formality, just to have the 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Ngafale BCS company CS.
Yeah, company sharing. So you're saying, what we're going to do, you are a Gambian, you know, now we are going to put the company in your name. So it's going to look like you are the original owner of the company so that the taxes can go down. But before, you know, I don't know, I was very happy, you understand? Oh, company that, but in papers, it is my company. But, you know, Nina Rajiv, everything, signature, everything was with them. So we went to this lawyer, Fajara, something rush, akakung kotleteng. Some Gomez musolom dal, but maybe those who know lawyers, they will know muso. So he charges around 50,000. They paid for it. So they did all the transfers of shares. They are 99% to me, and then the 1% will continue the chornala. So they started paying like very low taxes. So it had a problem also. So very problem also now. They wanted to go back and then they wanted to close the company. But prior to that, all the marketing I was doing for them, they promised like, okay, but now when they wanted to go, so so they approached one of our competitor called Habib Jide, so they wanted to close down the whole company and then sold everything to him. So when I become aware of this, I was very angry. No, you guys cannot do that. Because I try to do all this marketing for you guys. I didn't promise Mimbela. I didn't do it. Now the company, legally, it is mine because it's under my name. So if you guys want to go, you can sell every other thing except the fire extinguishers because Binali will have signed. So what is the whole sense of me having this company? So we went push and pull. I think we even end up in the police, and then they go, no. What this guy is saying is true. So yeah, the motor will have, this empty the account, no problem. So they left me, I think, with only 5,000. And 5,000, the payment, $5,000. And that time we have Jatu Pen. She is working at Banjul City Council now. So we have 5 or 6 staffs. So now they left. So I wrote a letter to Access Bank. That is where we still have the company account. So I'm now the legal owner of the account. I want to change the signatories. Then the last 5,000 we have was a check from Kairaba Hotel. So I collected that check and I called all the staffs. We can no more afford this big office here. We are going to take a small office in Kersering, and this is where we're going to continue with the bike. So but along ko Britel Katanu, you will find a ko ngayon company di atel 50% book 50%. So I was there telling these people, now I own this company, Manson. So one day, Janigana Reke Chavo Taitare Bricoso. To share everything because Joseph Ning Edward look mislead they don't have 1% for more than 2 years. I own 99% of this business. I understand. So we went to police again. We went to Kairaba structural. We went to Kotu police station. So when we went there, these are my Gambian brothers. Monday report, but left just to clear this dispute between us. Document. So mind you, they did not give me the original documents of the transfer of shares. They kept them. But I know where it is. So one day they went to Murtali before they come. Copy. So I also have my copies. Like the original will be able up to be when they were going, they went with those originals. Then and I also went to registry of company, Banjul, and to the general chambers. I also have my copy. So Britata, no copying in letter, and then I took it to the police. So the police like go, where is your copies? Atel Tale. You go sign 15 meters from today, 15 meters from that office. You people are responsible. So they apologize. This is the whole idea about this fire protect coming. And the good thing also is more metal lombak. Yeah, not all the time, but I was the main focal person, going to offices. You understand?
Basically, the face of the business.
Yes. So now I went to Nave. I went to meet, because it was Jammeh's time. This was in 2013, 2014, in a former MD Cox, Ekafai Cox, Ibrahim Awol. I went to ports. It was not Jobati. Somebody else was there. So I went to Social Security, Central Bank, because at the time we dominated the Combo Beach, Senegal Beach Hotel. You understand? Coco Ozone. So they all like me. So business.
So how was the company continue to exist after they left?
Yeah. Up to today, that is the company that I'm running, Fire Protect.
Okay. So how is business today?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. It have some, because of my case when I was in Mile 2, I was not around. And recently my problem with the administration. So I started continuing with the business, Alhamdulillah. Within 1 year, when I bought a car, the following I got married. And the most defining moment is 2014. This is where I came to meet family, Nakeva. So in 2014, I was going to GRTS. This one is very special. So I went to GRTS. That time, Momodu, this old guy with the specs, Abantala was the MD. So I was there, doing marketing, and and equipment conditioner. So for Bantala, I think Lavin Manga was there, but still I was pursuing. So I was thinking, what is the way? Because that time also I was not supporting Jamme, but as a youth man, we know how generous he was. So I wanted to meet Jamme, but Mang connection So I went to Lavin Manga. I want to give you guys free fire extinguishers or 60,000. He was amazed. But now what is going to be the reward? Why are you doing this? I didn't tell him, but I know those days, you understand? So I was doing a marketing strategy because I know Alpha news bond maybe for 3 days and I'll advert Kenya. So luckily for me, the day we did the presentation there, I think Yajame was watching it. He doesn't know me, but someone told me, hey, the president was watching you. So I wrote a letter also to the State House, Ngakije. Okay, I want to meet the president. I want to give him 10 fire extinguishers. So within a week, they replied, yes, the president want to. Bora, yalo tayo mo niya dyan baka beja ng tarang na kusosan ng pare. Those days presidency was really good. Come niko ya dyan bitakan ni kata ya dyan bele bit so.
Ela kuna uduma fewalo.
No, ko dara kusole sang. Do ta ko there, but unfortunately, the day I supposed to meet Jamme, that the same day, Jamme had a meeting. So Yentala meeting, but then now they directed me to Sabali. So this was the first day I came in contact with SAPS. You understand? So he came out. Those days, it was like this. Yeah, because I love him. That those days, all of us SAPS, So another young energy, hey, this is the first day. Then that was the house. I was just looking around, unfortunately, President Bitilo, I made but I can receive it on your behalf. I was very sad because I was expecting, but very master of I was sad, but maybe this is the best thing for me. Maybe not from the problem also. So, but then I gave them the 5 things and then I left. So, but then after 1 week, one fat kine, I still have that letter. Wrote a letter that the president wrote a letter of acknowledgement of what I did. So that letter was what I was using those days to go to companies to have money. So I was having that recommendation letter from Jambe, acknowledging the 5 things I still have those ones. So for example, if I want to go to ports, I'll put all my recommendation letters and then I'll put Jambe's letters on top. So Niaje,
you are a marketing genius, huh?
Yeah,
that's really impressive, Bob. That's really impressive. And the fact that your company you managed up to this point, I think Wofanang is pretty impressive, definitely. But I want us to move on now to the next stage of Ila life, which is politics, because it was around the same time, 2016. Msafo mojamal beje ila mabe o politiko kono a faramansate wo watola 2015 election all the time, watermelon campaign and all of that. But before we get to that point, isafo moli idunda politiko kono no nyadile. When did politics start for you? Mune keta me yedunda kono. Incident le keta men late kambang for isi talabang yajibe ko komen kolkata nyamen nem wala no nyabo bang. Or is it something about Flamenco is in the family? Can you tell us your journey into politics? I mean, you don't have basically.
No, come minute long. In our village, Tamasansa, where I'm from, Tamasansa used to be a very stronghold of UDP. The Mfama, I don't know my dad that much because I must stay Gambia. But then Mfama Keba, Mbakeba, and Kafa and Mbakeba, attending Amadou Kora, Mandinka, I came from Mandinka King, Mandinka Mansa, Mandiman. They are close friends. So
sorry, you mentioned your dad quickly before we move. I had this question. Lafake Ninkame na watu menebela dindi yafo kang. Yes, Sierra Leone moile as part of your story. How are you connected to Sierra Leone?
I was born in Sierra Leone.
Oh, you were born in Sierra Leone.
I was born in Sierra Leone.
But ila parents or mama ke Sierra Leone no di kono.
My dad went to Sierra Leone at the early stage of his life, so that's where he met my mom. So we were both. Time a lot of this people be katanu walleto then
Diamond Doku wala Sierra Leone, ha?
Yeah, so at age 3 we came back, so he brought us back to Gambia.
Amazing. Okay, sorry for interrupting. You were talking about politics in Tambatan, yeah.
So like in the last work on Rebecca UDP support. We all supported UDP, but those days, due to the political situation in Gambia, most of the young people are not that actively participating in politics. You understand? We were voting. I was voting for Dabo. 96, I was young. I was 6 years. I think we started voting. I voted for 2 elections before 2001 and in 2016, something like that, if I can remember. So we were all supporting UDP because my parents will be able to for 2016. So when 2016 came, definitely doing political kono. Well, get a bidding Tala Solo Senden died. You understand? Because all those times everyone was scared in Gambia. You understand? come Bile Drong, Mole fit sort of come, we have democracy. But those days, a lot of people were scared. Men damn killing at my age those days, like the early 20s, mid 20s, Amansia. So we were all supporting the UDP. But then when Solo passed away, when Uncle Solo passed away, Ndema long, I know Farmer Jawar wall, but then I look at the video. So bring a video in and then to myself, no, this is wrong. You understand? But to even make it worse, you understand? Because when Uncle Hussein World Findita, that day, I know Omar Wali before that day, so if we could have just followed them, we are going to be among the people who men because because afata nyameng, we had everyone was just angry. You understand? So when Uncle Hussein Wolf Fintita, they went to do this protest. You understand? I was at the scene, but after I saw the video, and when I saw the video, because we all grow up loving this, that was more better I can do. You understand? And then the way they were beating him, boss trucking him, and then thank you all Bubacarr City like that. Then I look at this, I was saying, okay, if these elderly people can sacrifice their life and then can you make it, I understand, for them to go through this. And then now, what are we doing? There's nothing much we can do. You understand? So Natajeko will nila class, in nila kodo, in nila position will be arrest, some mile to every court case will be there. You understand? The Kalama revolution come. So I think the most divine moment for me to get into politics is about Uncle Solo's death and Uncle Hussein Olmutanun Nyamen, the maltreatment, Kultara Nyamen Kana for 2016. But the other factor also Menketa, when Jamme had that meeting in Talending and said, oh Maninka Masakunda Josin Leja. That was I took personal, you understand? So I was very angry, because knowing that I know I live in Combo South. So I was really angry because I think that was very disrespectful, you understand? So then this is the moment now we enter the campaign, you understand? We start campaigning for the coalition. Being a UDP, we all supported President Adama Barrow then and supported coalition. That time I was having my car, I was married. We don't sleep until Kemo Aliuba we were going. So one of the tactics in Menke, those days we have this Bluetooth radios. So where Jamme will say, oh Mandinka Masakundata Jo Sendela, we only nkolo kuntu rek ngake, so we start going to Jambanjeli, Sanyang, Tujer, and come ala strongholds all the time. So we are doing our campaign so nkafo ko nintara je Africa Jomala support. Ya Jamme ko farma ya Jamme. So we are using our own words. You understand? It's not like to be tribalist, but it's like those people being a Mandinka is very dear to them. Come here, come silom, being a Surua, everybody loves your tribe. So, but the only way able to convince them is to use that word. So, kajal blado fonto ni taraji ni ko father be karte fele hajo hey ntal be kaman so but farma mo em for honey, then we play it. Ya jambele manu ko lente ha de karte fele. So we keep on going. We keep on going. For 2016 came, I was at home. I remember that I was married to Senabu, and then the results came. We were the first person with Musa Diba, men futata Ajoto. You see that that Ajoto Yajamel Natalo Membije. Near video
billboard.
The one wearing the red shirt. I was the one. So Daraje ko Jindi, we came to Westfield Karapichol Jindi. So this is the moment that I get into politics. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you didn't think twice about it, given that you had a business interest going on and all of that.
Funnily, I will tell you, wallahi, when it comes to business wise, yeah, I have more business from 2010 to 2016, 2014 to 2000, these 2 years, more business in Jammes time, because I will tell you, I had a contract with Navec those days, 2040. It's like almost 1 million contract. I have to do fire alarm system from all their branches. Even though I was not supporting APRC, but they wouldn't know whether I was supporting them because we were not also showing that we are supporting UDP, but we are just low key. So I was not really worried whether I'm going to lose the business. But one thing I knew if Jammeh had won, we are all going to leave because that year I was having a visa. So throughout that, we had our visas here. So in case Nico draw we Jammeh, cross la.
Yeah.
Yeah, because comme moi tata fait un soutele, comme you more soutele, you know, my time in the Africa come more to safe. So where I live, Taboko my phone, it's more populated of Jamela Mall. So we knew that we had our names with them, but Alhamdulillah, being Barrow Winter, you know, we supported it, we celebrated it. But being Jamaica de Jila Fana, that on the Facebook, Nandir Jamal Mbeki Jenge.
Yeah, those were very volatile moments. But moving on, 2016 Botala coalition Mansakunda Ganyera President Adama Barrow Peter. Ngaje ko ila dumo political kono contender. You know, shortly after that, Naraje ko there was a political movement associated with President Adama Barrow called the Barrow Youth Movement. Ngaje ko ato lelbe no nyato. I think yourself, Kebalang Fofana, Antu, you know, I remember being in the State House, Alkanaji, like Kuntum Kutumbi and all of that. So can you tell us the original idea of the Barrow Youth Movement? Munat Nanungalia create. Because Barrow Youth Movement, it was created to provide President Barrow a leverage. What I mean, UDP ben yo sabakanum. Isaje aseke fentima along kabe sujila wala kabo UDP kono ninga tara, you know, bota nyoka and all of that. What was the rationale and what was the original idea for the Barrow Youth Movement?
Come sana sabale mem for TRRC, you know, you cannot allow people to write your history for you. So as far as Barrow Youth Movement is concerned, nobody can write that history for us. And many of with all fairness to President Barrow, that movement was not open before. So what happened is, you remember there was this disaster that happened in around Kuntawur, and then Mama Kande went there, and then you know, then the following year the election came and he won because of time Mama Kande was doing very good. So what happened is, in Telbeno UDP Lekono, you understand? So when the coalition win, so time UDP la youth, it come for the youth to Falan Sonko wall, Ude Sise wall, you understand? Lamin Cham wall. So most of those people ibe a farmer jawar wall. So most of them not do also in government. So until what time be UDP kono, mantare UDP la executive kono, but for the love of the party nga mention so ngajel ko. Okay, Mama Kande is getting this momentum. And then our party is not at that moment come na youth UDP la youth nga mel will be do ko so. You understand? So the youth wing be amantare development. Then so until ko say alinga na youth wing dara. So wala na niyo na fon jibe. Na first meeting ngake maxisas le. Aro meeting la Ongul Falan Sonko was there, and so Singade was there, and Fatima Jame was there, Timo was there. These are the original UDP people. Timo was there. Lamin K said if my mind can serve me was there. And then I think after that meeting, we even went to Davos house in Pipeline. Many idea about. So when we went there, that time it was a foreign affairs, but I think so we went to tell him the idea about combining Kafo locally, porque UDP sembentuya. But the original plan was not even for Barrow. But the original plan, we are just jealously of GDC those days, ibe momentum chika kanyame. So while I bring a meeting with Maxi, you know, Maxis is just a Daboya. So we went to that, but he was very busy. So I think that I think the guys speak very good English. Angalelum something dabo for Karambalum, I can't remember. No sita jele. Then we went. So I think we again try to meet with him. You understand? I'm impossible. Then that's the time we went to the state. We went to Fajar. What time was state house from Barrow Mantarji. Barrow was in So the original plan was to empower the youth, the Barrow Fenko, the UDP youth wing. You understand? Yes. So then we went to Barrow, Fajara. So this is how we tell him come ngani ka fo lole. You understand? Purkana boy purka UDP youth fenko bambandi. So I think that was the time we even want to name it as Barrow Youth Movement. But I think the minister by then even advised, government advised that like come these youth movements are not allowed. So this is how the whole idea was created. You understand? Then we start going there. We start having meetings, and then kafo starta kasembo soro. But kafo fala sembo nata findi dame. Coalition la 1 year anniversary. Nia remember the anniversary may happen to buffer zone. You understand? So President Barrow put on our T-shirt, the Barrow Youth Movement T-shirt. You understand?
I remember that.
So knowing what we know today, to me and to President Barrow and to anybody that was in that group before, with all fairness, because President Barrow that time, yeah, he was a coalition president, but he was more close to UDP than any of those coalition partners. That is the truth. You understand? With all fairness to him, like most of his, the foreign minister, the finance minister, local government minister, National Assembly Speaker, Maria Badende. So most of those people, they were all original UDP people. You understand? So in my head, and most of the youngsters there, what we feel like, okay, this is the same. Barrow Youth Movement, UDP, is all the same. You understand? Because that 1 year celebration, sir, was celebrated mainly by the Barrow Youth Movement, and the president even wear our shirts, and the then vice president there. So to us, it was cool. You understand? But it's politics. So as time
Yeah.
goes on, we start having momentum. You understand? And then this class start coming. So some people from afar, they start saying, "Hey, what is happening? This can turn into something tomorrow." So the likes of Bubacarr,
It's like coming the jambela green boy soul ngamira wala ketanum sila nati je. But did you feel, up to this point in hindsight, nisite koma jibe, do you feel like Barrow Youth Movement was very central in the division between UDP and Barrow Tema?
of course, yes.
Mm.
That's the main one, because Menkera, come ne UDP, they have so much respect for Ongul Useno. So they kajalako, even there are things that is happening within the UDP if they don't like it. But once Ongul Useno man am going in na, ne course come ika chambas like, but they will not. But there are some people, men are going to tell they are very hardcore in those days. You understand? Ndel ni sisi lawol kuyatala le Bokar Sidik Jamewol Pata PJ. So we had a very tense relationship with these people those days. But to us, like those early days, there was no benefit because the you labor youth movement create no, far from it. Momo BJ, Tima was there. Tima was UDP. Ndai Fatima Jame was UDP. I was UDP. Kevala Fofana was UDP. But later on, bringing division Lenata, you understand? Then for us, we continue to move with Barrow. You understand? But with my side, imagine Barrow Youth Movement started in 2018. So all this Bob Keita code, what I sometimes I just want to clear this there. All this Bob Keita to make him Barrow Youth Movement, it was 1 year. It was 18 to 2019. And 2019 November, this rape case started. So I was completely out. But when I was there, I was like their finance guy. The first pickup that was given to Barrow Youth Movement, I was the one having the pickup. You understand? So the whole idea of this Barrow Youth Movement thing was to empower the UDP youth wing. Maybe Jay Allen.
But if one can say, the idea is to empower UDP as a party. Maybe UDP Youth Wing or another name associated with UDP, but Barrow Youth Movement.
No, bring our form.
What was the thinking behind it?
No. Bring our form. When we created it, when the first meeting, we had the meeting at Maxisas. And after the meeting, we did not go to Fajara or Mankamankonda to meet Barrow. We went to a pipeline to go and meet the party leader to explain to him. He was very busy. I think that day I remember I soon found he was traveling. I think it was even on Friday. So I'm not Doma Dole meet either Islamin or Karamba, but he speak this American English, something like that. You understand? So when we meet him, so we still see, because those days Ongul Hussein UDP la party leader model. You understand? Atalem foreign affairs. Ongul Amar Sane wol. Lamin Alaji Lamin Dombo Dibol. So the Lamain ko be mo kinote. And then the parliamentary election came. Barrow went on to campaign for UDP UDP la député la campaign. So to us, this is still the same. It's just the name. So but bring that Barrow meet, then after now we change the name. Then we name it to Barrow Youth Movement. You understand? Then this is the time we start digging boreholes. We start like a terminal. Okay. Then from there, some members of the UDP, it start like a signal create this thing is gonna bring problem. You understand? But at that point, party leader might problem because what I'm from Omar you interview ako Barrow is our Barrow or something like that. So to us everything was good. So from Barrow Youth Movement, momentum nata, some of us were I was in prison 2019, 20 because after my case I was a bit far from everything, because of like na case la sensitivity benyame. So I think from Barrow Youth Movement it come to Barrow Fans Club. So from Barrow Fans Club to I think NPP, something like that. Yeah.
Lafa ke nyin ka wala pa wala nung coming at the end of the day atolu amomunu menti ngajele ko amanna labang ka kewo nyama anata laban ka yelama dafa labang wala aning political party nyamita nyokono nin bi sita ko ma fele, do you feel responsible for that split, that division between Barrow and UDP tema somehow?
You know, the intention was not based on that. You understand? But it's politics, geopolitics. You understand? Every politicians want the base, and the base is the people. So
Right.
so if the president feel okay, this young group, this vibrant group, because what I'm of these are and I'm meeting from these are young people, many are they're doing their businesses, they're traveling because those days I've traveled to UK many times prior to that. So we were not getting anything beneficial from there, but just come those days who don't want to be close to the president. So yeah, in a way, of course, it was the Barrow Youth Movement that sparked that division. You understand, between the president and 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 the UDP. But will you blame the president for that? No, because he's a politician. He need a base. So maybe in his head those days, Atala goal, long time goal meant to have his own, politics, and then this might be the best opportunity for him. Wallah, only God knows. Yeah.
Baringolu nimbu wakar bob ke tele bejang atol men bella moy ka radio to gambe banko kan album moy kan Vibes FM le 106.1 FM atol men ben jibe kan dulal to for Facebook lang YouTube, Instagram, TikTok alning Bitilo le mu nsa fale ko APS International wolel brobe na Bitilo kibaru koma APS kama min kodi takaro la gambe banko kam alse imuna fo SPS la ka kodoki kata Gambia be dawda dunya kono ela kodi dadia kodo dakio de dadiata a tariata badi Gambian company la fanam alinge fasa fa fendu daje abebe tula Gambia banko le kan Bob saying laftale we move on from ila ali political life and then we look at a moment of your life that was pretty challenging. I think nim funding ke beje many kulu take men take hana sodata amansia. It's a very difficult point of your life. Wole mu wo kiti ba di ngalon ko bulata ni men kono ara ke kiti mi alon ko adarjata num bake mo jamal na bula akonyi noma ngaje ko kiti keta tumirolu keta inati bula tumirolu be jolanda men alon ko yewolel dengi kangoda la fake nyinin ka men na bi ni sita ye fele ka komala ye jibe lo ke cool la men yalon ko yewolel be taki kabrin 2 milo la karola mile 2 sabato kiti yo men keta diamo men keta kodo aning everything ya ko je nyaadi de yemuna karanje
Don't you karanje first thing one the harmaro nyaka sabarle. To be patient is very important. And then yalong fananko dunia kono e kamen fo sababo feng ni ala software name to. Because what started to be, a very young romantic relationship turn to something like that is difficult. I don't want to talk about these things because it gives me emotion. But generally, to me, I think that was the most defining moment in my life. It could have break me, it could have made me. So I feel like it breaks me because I remember that 2019. 1 week before that case, I have the interview with the American embassy. So when the case came in, I was very scared because that time, because case in Brianata, politics play a very big part in that case.
So the American embassy la interview was for a visa.
Yes, it's for the visa.
Okay.
So
All right.
so I went to American embassy a week before. Then this case came, and American embassy, they're all over the internet, Fatu Network, anyone. So I was very surprised that I went and then they gave me the visa. You understand? But when you look at everything, but not see, you reflect about what happened behind the bars, men baker, but geopolitics le work that you it all leads from the Barrow Youth Movement, crisis because when I look those days when everything started, it's like politics. Politics plays there. A matter point understand because what happened is I don't want to go into details. It was not true, but the person involved there was Bob. You understand? And Bob those days was a rising young star, was doing his business, was from the village, cannot speak good Wolof, you understand, married, having I think 2 kids. So we were doing things and also close to the President Barrow Youth Movement, you understand. So you can ajibe ko thinking later on, sometimes nkala feel like a fame but sometimes it plays very bad role, you understand. But imagine ko fana, ni nata nyato fana jube, if I was not also known there, I have seen people that I live in prison. Many uncle, even my charges was more even serious than theirs, but they don't have anybody to stand for them. They don't have anybody to talk to them. You know, so later on, alhamdulillah. You understand? But back to where I said this politics, because when the case was first reported, feminist, my friends, for them, they took it personal. You understand? Because it was Bob. It was Bubacarr Keita. It was the CEO of Fire Protect. It was somebody in Barrow Youth Movement. So, okay, this is somebody, because that's I don't know, he or she movement started in America.
The
So
Me
that
Too movement.
the Me Too movement, exactly. So these activists were like, okay, saying you understand? And this was the same time also Melvin case was on. Melvin was not here, so because I'm a jealous girl, then I become the center of that case, you know. And then the politics side is from my other cousins there, they were really happy, about these things happened to me, because I remember when the case was on, there was a time when I was in mile two, the like of Almani Man Kafaraka, Dembo by force wall, some ministers like Kebalam for. I think you remember that famous picture that went around on social media when those senior government officials, Lamin Chamwol, Barrow advisor, went to my ex Goros just to talk to them about how to finish this. And then those pictures were, circulated all over the social media by the other side, Menal Mantari Barrow Youth Movement. So I come to understand politics plays there. Do I blame them? No, because if I was there, but generally it was the most difficult part of my life, because I was at the peak of my life, 29 years, having a visa, I want to travel to America, start a new life, do something different, and then bum, this setbacks came in, and then I was behind the bars. People that I started the Barrow Youth Movement, my close friends, nobody was seen at those time. And then, from behind the bars, I heard how everybody was doing good, everybody is doing business, everybody is traveling. So people are growing. And then for me, I'm money in the long, I'm very ambitious. I'm ambitious person. You understand? I built myself from video club to restaurant. I don't depend on anybody. You understand? So it was very difficult, but I was able to believe what I believe, and I was able to stand what I stand. I don't care about what people were saying outside, because when I go to bed in mile two, I built more weight in mile two than I'm outside today, because I go to sleep with the clear conscience that I'm clean, I've not done anything wrong, I'm good. So I was not bothered. So what I know most of the time,
You
if you
you
see,
you feel like, sorry to come in like this, but you feel like coming the negative public reaction mensorada and in the pushback mensorada, you felt like you were targeted because of your political views.
yes.
Because of
Okay, comment. You were saying something.
yeah. No, Kavalev, can you elaborate on that a bit? Like you feel like
It's true because next case in GB, geopolitics play there. Number one, politics play there, but also the feminism also play. For example, in Gambia, this is something that in the future I'm going to write about. They should distinguish something. I think the police and the AG, they need to talk about that, because there's a conflict there. Okay. Imagine now if there's a murder case or if there's a rape case, who are the people responsible for investigation? It is the police anywhere in the world. So if the police are the one responsible for investigating heinous crimes, I still believe that the same police should not even write the ministry about what they thought about their investigation. Because in my case, when the investigation started, it was me and somebody else. That is the alleged boyfriend. But now this is the irony. When the police um, write their report, because Gambia, that one is normal. Bring Jamaica time no more. How can police write their report and send it to AG and ask them for for
legal advice.
legal advice? That doesn't make sense. So to me, at those days, my case went in the hand of a woman that hates me so much. Hates come feminism be balokonole bafu jeng. because anytime I talk about this thing, it pissed me off. You understand? So the police tell them, look, yes, this is the guy that the alleged victim point at, but through our investigation, this is the direct link we have with the boy. The text messages, everything was there. So guess what? Oh, in their report, no, 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 it's not possible. According, they said kids don't lie, number one. And number two, they said, oh, no, 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 no. When the boy and the girl met, the girl was already pregnant. And the police report, up to today, I have it. Melvin had it, my lawyer have it. It was never rape. It was defilement. Defilement. I was charged for defilement. You understand? And because they knew defilement is a bailable case, so they maneuver it, and now they drop the charge, the defilement charge for the boy. And now they said, okay, this is Bob Keita of Barrow Youth Movement. We don't like him. He's from the village. He's this, is that. And now they have added my case now from defilement to rape. Yeah, intentionally. And then the police report that talk about the DNA. What happened now? When they talk about the DNA, my lawyers protested because of this is where it started. Because initially the police were okay, now the girl is pregnant, 6 months. We have two accused people, both of them are charged with defilement. So once the girl put to bed, we are going to conduct DNA. So the DNA momo ton, format, you are going to be charged. This was the agreement. We all agreed. So out of there, the AG dismissed that, and now they say they single-handedly charged me for rape, and they send those things to to the police. Somebody in the police, I will not mention her name or his name. He sent me to the police. Said these people are targeting you. You understand? And close to this government, there are people
So
that
what
was
you're
close.
saying is that the police at the very early stage requested for a DNA before somebody is charged.
Up to today, I have it in my phone. The police recommendation was DNA need to be conducted. There must be a DNA because there are two parties in this case.
Yeah.
So now the case here is not even about the rape, but the case here now is going to be the paternity of the child that will link now to rape cases, because now the child is already a minor. But they said no. They already concluded no. They say kids don't lie. I'm the one. Then they drop the charges and funnily, even all those text messages, evidences that was given to the police by myself. You understand, the evidences, they were all clear out from the file. And then now they did not respect the police report. They edited whatever they want to edit. And then now what they put there is like, I'm going to charge for rape, because they know under which section rape is not bailable. It's a life thing. So they just want to punish me. And then I belong to a group, you understand, that this group is I was close to the executive. So I did not go there. I remember when that meeting happened, sir. After 1 week, me, Ansu, and Saibo, and Alpha, we went to Mankamangkunda because it was all over. And even Heji asked me, Bob, it's not true. Because from starting, the president already, because one thing I might disagree with him, but come, I tend to go, so they don't want to involve, which I respected. You understand? So what later on, income more make up president, like they did not involve. They just left the law to go. So intentionally, this feminist, this Bafujeng girl, woman, I don't know wherever she is there today, she wrote this report. And when the report went back to the police, they have to call me. They said, bro, you have your visa, you have to go. Go where? You have to run. These people are going to take you to court, and you'll be sent to Mile. I'm not going to. Remember, I have a visa, 5 years visa, whatever my revoke from America. I have my 2 years visa in England. You understand? I even remember there was a time I went to England. Okay, so before the case, very often I went to England. I did not go to America. So I went to England because it's close. So when I went to England, they knew I was in England. So they started room on the border. So I was supposed to spend, I think, 14 days, 2 weeks in England. Bring a room on then I called the police. I don't know whether it's David Kujab or somebody. I'm coming back. You understand? Then I Nana friend all than LD. I tell a ticket was Then I came through Barcelona and I came to Gambia. The following day, they called me again to the police. I gave them my diplomatic passport, that I was having a diplomatic passport, and I was having a normal passport. So I gave them both. The diplomatic passport is having the UK visa, and my normal passport is having the 5 years American visa. I did not run. You understand? So there were a lot of there are a lot of judicial loopholes in my case that I think we need to look into, and then case single-handedly bula mo kilim bulo kono ka foko nyimu judicial officials go and give advice, and that advice what they use and take me to court, bro. This was in this happened in November, December, January, February, March, for June, July 20. I will never forget that day. I was just there. Like, LS called me. Oh, you're going to court. See what have we said? They already charge you for it. You understand? And remember, we were in the middle of TRC, TRC what time of 2020. So I went to court. Bro, my lawyer came alone. Can you imagine these people? They came with a van, a Costa. You must understand me. Female lawyer, they call themselves FLAC. I don't know, Female Lawyer Association, how whatever, Minister of Justice. Lawyer left on the spectators because Moma and then do madam drive. So now lawyer come well, this is not bearable, be ready, they are going to take it to mile 2. When he told me that, I was sweating because I don't know, in my life, I was just at the peak of my life, and the next minute I'm going to go to mile 2. You understand?
Bob, we are going to come to that. The point, ila mile to experience and all of that. But laftaling asaba koma demanding. Yeah, before for Janne, I think at the most prosecutor at the Ministry of Justice, I'm so he's not here to speak for herself, but maybe about Flalokabala do call a But I also have to mention, I think from what I see online or what I read online, I mean, the police asking for legal opinion from the Minister of Justice sounds like a normal way. I think every case in police when they investigate, they ask for legal opinion. But that's beside the point. I feel like I should mention that since you're buffer to for Janne, maybe I'm but just to come back to one point here in Sada, bro.
That point. You see that point? This is where corruption come into play. I will tell you. I will not mention cases. For example, if my case is taken to police investigator did a very good job and taken to a particular person in the justice ministry, and that person is supposed to be the one to do the evaluation, and then that person supposed to be corrupt or linked with Bob. I can write and say, oh, we have seen it. How many cases Lebekeka? Even right now in the National Assembly, 1 minute they said Bar should be charged, and next week they say it should be dropped. So this is coming from Mafoko. The procedure is not wrong, but it's not correct because there is always going to be a conflict of interest there. So in my case, what I think, because where we should start it, that is where the state denied, and then at the last part will come there. That is where they wanted to do. This is why my lawyer was angry, because from the start, the police tell you, do a DNA test and know the paternity and prosecute the person. You said no. You already have the evidences. Now they brought in 15 witnesses in my case, 2 years, 15 witnesses, no evidences. And now they say, oh, now we are going to write requesting for DNA. And Ellis was like, these people are stupid or what? Sorry for the language. You understand? So why are you asking for this DNA? You understand? When the accused himself told you from the inception that Alafaka DNA, and this is what the police also recommended.
Yeah, no, you've articulated that point clearly. But Lafaka Sabat Damendo, Bob, what mu ko coming bidding case ni mbeke kang iben winje any more been political kono with the youth movement, with the presidency and all of that. I wanted to ask, do you feel lonely? Do you feel like you support men sort of from ila political associate most at the time? What was your view on that?
No, because Akutama, to be honest, if I said I did not have that support, I'm going to be lying, and I should not. But then, when the whole thing started, you understand, there was a big support. You understand, but then after that, come politically, it's not going to look good for the government. You understand? It's not going to look good for the party. So I think what they do, come here, because it's raped. You have to deal with it. You understand? But there's somebody. She still works at State House. I'm always going to be grateful to her. She's one person that she never gave me her back. You understand? She's a protocol officer, and Sister Woody, she's one person that will always come on. Even there was a time she came, they pictured her car, and then they send it to the media to say, oh, these people are coming to see him. So, but apart from that, so people that I thought I knew, you understand, that I thought I know, become the people that I knew. My friend, I can understand. Because in any circumstances, if you are friends with somebody, or if you are moving with somebody, and then that relationship was genuine, and even though it can more from far, but I think at that moment, whatever difference you have with that person should be put aside, and then you should stand for the brotherhood and for the friendship. Then when everything is settled, then you can come in a tonya file. Come in for you go kila kala sai go na badi we tonya na badi we tonya ndroke ala fasa. But ni atonya fana ala fasa. So you go sai go okay na to ni atonya ke ngal namba fasa la mena but na te tonya ndroke e kai tonya file. So I felt in a, after some months, especially when the case was when the bail was revoked in 2021, I was lonely. You understand? I was alone. Like everybody forgot about me, the media. I think it was thanks to Lavin Jai of Fatu Network. He was the only person that would come, because time I was having a small phone there. So I'll text him when I'm coming to court. He would come and write. So Lamin Jai built up the case. Because he was writing. So whenever he writes it, I will have this prison officer that I'll take his phone and read, because I was also reading, because I want to know what is the public perception. So as the case was going, you understand, I was lonely. You understand? So this was Bob, that was like around everybody, around the presidency, and then now I become this lonely person, in prison. But thank God, Yajale, Alaka Kukerengere, and I met Yankuba Ture. The first day I came, and I met Yankuba Baji. So I met Sol Baji. So when I came in there, Yankuba Ture, I think when I came there, the day it was closed, the mobile surrounding. So the following day I was very worried. You understand? Because I'm too much. So Young sees me and he called me. I don't know you, but you look very responsible, because I'm supposed to be in remand, but they take me to confinement, because sometimes when you go there, they look at you, your personality. So the following day, they see that a lot of these government officials are coming to see me. One of the first arrests in this, so I was with Yankuba. You see, I'm a minister before. I was close to the presidency, Bimbi Janne. So Nina Jang, free your head. So he helped me. You understand? So I feel like I was he's my best friend because we were the same cell. Somanda, I'm with him, Yankuba Baji, Sheikh Omar Jen, those NIA 9 people. So we have our this VIP section. So I come in for I felt a bit lonely, you understand me? And I feel betrayed by certain people that I believe come Animunekera Imanyana ke Kodina at that moment. But it is Sabarkonya, it is what it is. It's life. Today I'm back with all of them. They're all my friends again. No grudges, no hard feeling. Life goes on.
You talked about the moment you found out in court, your chargement is not bailable, you may go to mile 2. What was going through your mind at that moment?
No, because for me, I felt I don't even know how I felt, because Najelko, this is a young boy that grew up without his parents. Yeah, none police case in my life. I've never been taken to a police station. You understand? Since I was 0 up to I was 29. You understand? So first day to be taken to mile 2, and this was mile 2. Nkamemmoy on TRRC, how deadly it is. So in that box, I was alone, and I can see the jubilation in this lawyer's face. So it's like they have won a trophy. You understand? And my lawyer was alone. Among then ka found him. He only put on the lawyer thing, and then they and also what they did is, imagine somebody going to court. They already called the prison officers to bring their car. So it's like it was pre-planned. So now when you go look at outside, you see that car, prison motor. So when I was ready, the Chankung, they took me. Then I went in, everybody was in. I think I reached there around 5. They took me to where Lamin Almani Manikafrika, Lamin Domba Dibaski cell number 4, security max. One number 2, number 4. I understand. Till 18th. So I went there that night. It started raining, bro. It's like 2 meter by 3 meter. ye darabu no fay je payaso fay je ye minus photo, you know, the full minus photo minus of men kono and avian geo, so that's what they will give you. So I stood there, you know, looking at these small four corners of the wall. I was like, what, like, what is going on? I couldn't comprehend it, you understand? Then, you know, I started thinking, I started crying. Because I was thinking, okay, this is somebody, Melonko, he's paying a price of something that he don't do. I can come on internet and lie, but in my heart, I know I did not do anything wrong. You understand? So it was pain somehow. So I don't understand the system. I wanted to use the toilet. So I want to go out to pee. No, jang ika fenko ngine use minus poto nyi. So I came to understand. So minus poto yele, you use that. So we were closed from 5. Ularo. It yella for 9 somanda. If you want to go to toilet, that is the thing you're going to use. So I felt really bad. But then in the morning, people start coming to visit me. You know, still it was a nightmare to me. I think I was there until after 1 week. I was taken to court in Bundum. You know, why I said it was more of a persecution than prosecution, because also when I was taken to the court in Bundum, the judge said I should be kept in Bundum police station. I'm still going to be under custody, not in mile 2, and because he's going to rule the following day. So going and coming logistic my lot. Guess what? The same prosecution, the same feminist, I have to be in mile 2. Jojo Koko, what is more important is that he's still under state custody. So Jojo Natasasa, so I was in that Bundum police station, I think after 1 week, bro. So I was not in the cell. So that was outside with the police, the attires. This feminist women, they come and take a picture and put it online. They said, yes, you see, if I state about Marco, so they want to make sure like I've been punished. You understand? So when I think about this thing so much, I just become so angry with certain people that I don't want to forgive them, but I have already forgiven everyone. So in short, I was lonely, but my faith, thanks to Nyom Yankuba, thanks to those other people that were there, they helped me to settle down, and alhamdulillah, it was okay.
What would you say was the most difficult moment for you while you were in prison?
You know, when I was in prison, I lost my sister, my elder sister, whom I share the same mom with, and I lost my elder brother, who I share the same mom with. So they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me this. So I was going to prison and coming, but I felt away, because when I was there, I already told them, Ngoko, you cannot mbama na the prison because I'm gonna break down. Because Maltale, to see my mom at that time, you know, because of the because of what they because of what they charged me. So come like, okay, my mom to come and see me to say, okay, okay, yeah, doing some rape, you understand? So my mom was what I'm Gambian. I was biological because my sister, younger sister, was studying in Morocco. My elder brothers were in Germany. You know, this other half brother was in Sierra Leone, and my other half sister was in Cyprus. So it's like everyone was away. So I was the only one with my other younger brother, and my mom. I was the star in the family, whatever it is. So now I'm in the prison. So when these 2 siblings died, they did not tell me. So one day I went to court, and this imam, na imam walam, but at a so ila 40 days long. So the imam visited me at the court, because the court became a jele. Ako yin ka bana sada mun ko fona so kono tenne. And I was like, Fojumala Banda. So then he realized that I did not know. Ako, no. After Nande, so I think Kex came to visit me. So Unka ko Fojumala Banda so kono. Ako ko ila elder sister, ila elder brother ko. I was very I was like, okay. So because imuna sister lady, but I don't know them, because we're na merola force husband lady. So I don't know them. I only visited Sierra Leone once in 2018. So I spent maybe 1 week with them, but I don't know. So there's not much. You understand what I know? They are my sisters from, but that was very difficult, that was very difficult. And the other difficult part is when they brought my ex-wife there. That was very difficult for me. Not because of people were celebrating it, but I wasn't, because I was not only looking at her.
You mean when they brought your ex-wife, Sena Mumbai, to the prison?
Yes, that was
Mm.
that was very difficult for me. Not because for her, but now I was thinking about my daughters, 15 years to come, 20 years to come, because we were all charged with capital offense. I could have been fined one thing for the rest of my life. She could have been fined one thing for the rest of her life. And now we live in a generation of social media, and how those two daughters of mine are going to grow up in society. Oh, your dad is accused of rape. Your mother is accused of murder. You understand? So, and then I felt bad. I even remember when she came, I have this toothpaste and orders, and I went to the office and said, Nadia, can you please give it to her? You understand? Then I think when she came in, I was having my lunch. So I see the way the officers were rushing. I know she was there. So I saw her coming in, and then Birawe Tamakang, because I have this unique voice. I know because we were together for a long time. When she heard my voice, she will look back. So Abe Tamakang, then I have to intentionally speak. So Brian voice my, and then she looked back. And when she looked back, she saw me. So I wanted to say, welcome. But then she was going to cost my mother there. So, but that's those two moments were very, 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 very difficult for me. And the third one is when Yankuba Ture also was sentenced to death, because
Mm.
not because of the crime he was sentenced for, but this is a man, wallahi, you know someone when you live with them. You understand? This is somebody that I sit with. Come like we sit, we have this section. They call us the VIP. He told me so much about himself, and at this point I felt guilty. There was a day I went to him. I said, "Youngs, dang mo wara bala, nga ko nyanta kam bala la." Kanya ko, what do you do? Nkai, I was among the people that stoned you at Kairawa police station when you refused to testify. You understand? And he explained these things to me in details that I cannot say in media. And my perception changed. I came to know this is a very nice guy. You understand? Young is a lefter. Yala mo maradi and he's a for So he was very
Mm.
special to me. I've seen Youngs paying fines for people to leave prison while he's serving a death row. So that is what motivated me when I came out from prison. I also started raising fund and leave people. So these three moments, when I heard about my sisters passing out, and when and my brother, understand, and the day they brought in say and Youngs, and also the other one is when the DNA came from Ghana. I knew it a night before I go to court. So I was just pretending that I don't know, but I knew somebody told me, and the whole night I was just crying and praying because I know I was going home the following day, but I just came to court pretending that nothing happened. And then, yeah, these 4 moments, I will never forget them till the last day of my life.
Yeah, it's one hell of a experience.
Yeah.
Bob, I wanted to ask because few people, I don't know, malum febe mwekane hani sayambang.
Yeah, get my there.
Okay. Nkafale ko tumando bato molu men ye remand ko long, wara mile too long amansia.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, you've had the experience of living it.
Mhm.
Ning fembeje about mile two, mol meng understand from your experience. Abekel monadi.
No, I think that whole institution, if you look at mile two, you look at the setup of mile two. I think government need to do a proper assessment there, because it's like mile two those days was built. I'm sorry to say this was built around s- certain people. I don't want to go into tribal thing, but you know what I'm talking about. It was built around that. It was not built as a correction center. It was built as a punishment center, because those days a lot of people that go to mile two, they are seen as the enemies of Jamme. So they are not treated
Mm.
as human beings. So Kajan, even right now, when these changes came, you understand, for them to adopt to that system is very difficult. So they always want to be violent. You understand? But I think the blessings came there, like when I was there, when Yankuba was there, because we tried to have the prison act. We tried to know the constitutions. So even there was a time I was caught with a telephone, because which is a crime in mile two. Near mobile or cigarette all the time. They have to seal you. So the seal mean those who went to mile two, they will understand. So in Gambian prison, Somanda, ikata konotal come from 5 o'clock. Ike soron ne yetara je for 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's 9 o'clock. But near mura crime la ita beka finti. So that 9 o'clock bunda yele rek ita yela Porsamburo chamber porila sumnani la whatever throw ina muruselo kono. So in their rules, that one is only for 7 days, but they will punish people for 2 months for that. Don't fight lipale. You understand? So we challenge them. Then the youngs, like, we challenge them. We brought mile two before no TV. You understand? We have TVs were there. Yankuba brought up TVs. I satellite. We are watching movies. So it feels more of a correction center now. But the facility, if there's something to the government should do, all these developments, they should just cancel everything and take care of that prison and just break it down, because it's not fit for purpose. I'm okay. Come, ila follow my island because this were prison that were built in
the colonial days.
You understand? So for me, I think government, they need to break that place, because it became long for the no matter how strong you are, once you went to mile two, you will be emotionally broken down. You understand? Because how can you put a human being 2 meters by 3 meters, no light, no nothing? You understand? No nothing. No corridor. They put it in the corridors. The confinement inside the cells, they don't have lights. So it's like a highway. So they'll put the lights in the corridors.
Like Tambidulal thing.
Well, confinement. But number 7 is because number 7, so cell dolby is a big cell. Wala mo cable katra dami animen sasara. So wala cell sotole. Wala light sotole. Before they don't even have a fan. But thank God now, Yankubara Taroje, he fought for those things. So they have lights, they have TV. Things are getting better. But I think the most important thing, that place should just be brought down, and then they need to build a new prison as soon as, because you can never know. Today you can be in government and tomorrow you can be charged for economic crimes, and that is going to be your home. So I think if they are listening now, they need to fix that place. Yeah.
So in terms of, I want us to move on, but I wanted to ask Fanam, in terms of coming daily life in mile two, if you can take us through a typical day. Nimfano keta come yafa nyameng, ikal fintin le 9 o'clock somanda. Nimol fintita usually mol kamuneke katara sirinjele katara ika fintile kamuneke. Can you give us an idea of how
okay
like
the usual day is I'll put you through some interesting stories. So in the morning, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock follow, because there's a shift, there's a 3 shift, a shift so they have morning, they have afternoon, at night. So every shift nanata, you have to go back to your cell. They have to do what they call count, because sometimes they only escape. So they have to do head count. So you not at tribunal, you have to stand at your cells door, you count, then they do the the marker. So on GLA, confirming that it's a small place. We have security number 5, 99 cells. You have security number 1, 10 cells. You have security number 4, I think 22 cells, and you have 7 that can take off to 30. So you can look all this group 30 by 30 you understand? So I Somanda ne visit soto, it have visit la. So for the first part of my life there, it was very boring. Coming out when people were not visiting you, only few people read, few friends, men kana. So then we had a TV. So for me, in Qatar journey, young's world, because that time Yankuba Ture also was there, Yankuba Baji, Sheikh Omar. So when I work TV, most of this TV stuff, maybe hey, because I know you. We used to. So in prison, most of those people are not aware. So ninga fantasy ninga Omar Wali. So most of the people I'm seeing on TV, these are people nimen kasi. So ninga kodi, yeah, boy. So they've been saying this thing about me. I don't know. So so boy. I know you know people, but so you have to be careful. Name more follow a day, because everybody is saying that it long. So interestingly, the most important day. This day on the 27th, beginning Krimbaso. Ekamuele. Mbeke
sorry, ngabira fue call listed about Malum, but there was a small interruption there. You were talking about this particular day at Mile 2.
Yeah, so this particular day, I don't know what was happening in Bundum. It's just normal day. Ninkata court, all these cakes will come, Laminjai. There was no media present. So this day, because Nikata president, they can have a kuning someone that you know. So young kuning. But this day it was difficult. It was different. So I saw PIU very early in the morning. Come na premises to so what is happening? Yanko Ture, what I'm at the VIP to Nakata court, PIU Lekarakam. So okay, Yanko Ture is convicted. For never caring. You understand? So Ndara Yala Bundara Unka Yanks. Because I number one and number four. Yaman Kulita caring because I saw a lot of paralja. I don't know. So not knowing these people they come for me to take me because I'm a bundum JB Fenkene, but I never knew because I don't have a phone. I only have a simple phone. So in my head, I don't know what was happening. So 8 o'clock sita now me and other person and now. So we were walking. So ne confinement, no, but confinement. E katabiro kada me kitchen to ngai paral tra sirinje maybe over 20 paral. But when I pass, so they start pointing me. You understand? So when they start pointing me, because you're a prison, I come for J and Roman can so I just insult go hey, because I was angry. J is normal. So so we went to gave a gate lock. They took our informations, and then going there prison director, which is very unusual. Because prison director nakana prison connect information. So prison director je, the police ke je. Then start the naranga lawyer je that early morning ala assistant. So what is happening? Something is happening, but up to that moment, I don't know what is happening. You understand? So embulani boso kono pour ka finti rege boso lo de jindi so bere jindi yen samba office do kono je mene jelo e kay mol nin time rada screening to then now they trying to explain to me now the procedures have changed, there's a big protest, then they put the TV on iAfrica. Boy, Bundung was massive. What is happening? No, today the things have changed, you have to be escorted, you'll be another protest like that. And me, I'm very emotional and I start crying again because in my mind I was like, okay, say Alan Natal. You understand? Because I was like, I was left alone. There was no friends, and for all these people to come out and protest. And in my mind, I was like, say Antonia alone. You understand? Because, you see, rape, yeah, to me, it's more evil, yeah, than murder or manslaughter, than murder. Because murder, it can be for premeditated. So modo bintani te star kelola or ni modo tar kelora ya amata by febulo ya le manta kodi. You do not plan that. But rape is something that you cooked inside your mind. It's come you cooked it. So for me, throughout Birimbo prison, I get up night and pray. And I was like, God, I'm not perfect. But this particular crime that they charged me, wallahi, I did not do it. Another market. I'm a male name. So to me, when they briefed me and now time to go to prison, I saw 1 pickup, 2 pickup, 3 pickup, fully armed police all para lingel. Then they have that para van in the sandwich okono. Then they have another 3 cars, prison motor. So it's like a convoy of 7 to 8 vehicles, bro, heading to court. So I was sitting there, and every officer in that car was feeling sorry for me, boy. Dinaba, Yonit Kubanga, and I was like, so just out of blink, like everything just changed. You understand? Bundum, bro. From buffer zone, we cannot get in. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. You understand? So it gives me so much emotions. You understand? Now back to prison. So surprisingly, prison, all what we do, we are watching TV. So everyone was glued to their TV. So Bob coming for So when I came out from prison, I made a standing aviation for me. So they put like a roll, come football and name couple win. So somewhere here, when I come, everybody was just clapping, boy, Bob, boy, thank you so much. Boy, so, I become so much love, so much celebrated in that prison. Then boy, from that day in Valley, everything changed. I have visitors. I have like maybe 25, 40, 50 visitors a day. I have engagement rings in prison. There's this girl from America. She came with a ring. She said I should marry her. You understand? So I was having
In prison.
I saw a lot of things. Yeah, in prison, yeah. And prison officers, many so when it's time
Barigolo mbe kolasure kan intendo kala nim Bob Keita lebe jang Bubacarr Bob Keita. Bob asakitele demanding, but
yes,
lafake ninga menna. So the popular support around your case, imambo akalamanum
yes.
up until that point.
No, until that night, until that morning when I was going to court. I never, because there you don't have access to internet. So not knowing that they already have WhatsApp groups going on, you understand? I don't have only menka chat no, lamin jay ngal telephone so la ning kex. But what time yena mobile mutal, so I was not communicating with anybody. The only information I can have is Nimona and visit. You understand? So when I came back, then wow. So the whole prison boy come like I just become a standing betamala dawada, so people start visiting me. I have a lot of gifts like the moral. So me, I'm generous. I just start giving officers, prisoner because they like sugar. So I just start giving. So from that July 20, because July 26 level happened, 28 Senegal was brought in. So from that July, August, September, October, because October 12 so the courts went on recession for 4 months. You understand? So that is how everything changed for me. You understand? Then we on a DNA call now that you remember I'll be taken to the police. Even that was the time they came at night, they want to take me. And that day I remember Yankuba was angry to the extent that Africa prison would not because that thing will never happen. Nobody would pick me at night. So a lot of things happen that people don't know. A lot of things happen behind scenes. You understand? And then we went back to Bundum again. It was chaos, tear gas everywhere. So they have to move because I was so when we go back to Bundum the third day, the boys are going to burn down that place 100%. So they have to move the case for the first time, I think, in history. They moved the case from Bundum and take it to Banjul. It was crazy. So from Banjul, they took our DNA sample, and the DNA came in, more already. Somebody told me a day before, because you remember the judge already opened the DNA, but he didn't read. But then the lawyer saw it already. So somebody came and said, your DNA is negative. You're going home tomorrow. But just pretend you don't know anything. So this is how everything unfolded. Yeah.
So all these people that were online mobilizing support, even Facebook and TikTok,
no, of course, I know most of them. No, don't be Melon in person come Ajifanta. I know Ajifanta. You understand? Ajifanta was one of the people, Amina Sanyang, working for Jamal. I can't remember, all those names, Melvin Wall. So there are a lot of them, long. You understand? But Dolby, I don't know them. I just came to know them through the
you
case.
were not necessarily aware of Ibemenke at the time.
I don't know. Yeah, because I don't have access to phone. You understand? So I only came to know Brindara Bundumle. So I saw that chaos. You saw those pictures. It was chaotic. You understand? So this is where this is it. So from there, then Kex was like fantastic. Always like community analysis because that case become like a national case. Everybody's talking about it. So he'll put it in a flash drive and then I'll just be watching it. So it also gives me that moral support. You understand? Because knowing that, there are thousands of people outside there. You can go to Gambia outside throughout the wall. Everybody's just supporting you. So I told them, you see, Allah, then them attend them because Allah kam ila kulundi mol sondomo. It's not me, it's God. You understand? So Allah te sila aje ko ngadinde wona tinya membe 15 years. Then I na ko be dunde harmadun be na sinya kili afa ko amanke toñate. So this I've never seen anything like this. During 1960s but I've never seen anything to that. So in short,
but do you think that without public support, Ella case would have turned out the way that it did?
Yeah, I think I was targeted.
Mbemenda ninga atara no mol man fintu nun ke fasa ke support kalo ila kuala num like they did. Do you think you would have been freed?
I don't think so, because even the prosecution, the way the late counsel was doing the stuff, it was more of a prosecution. Because I will tell you, when they demanded, because he was doing it more of proving a point to certain people. You understand? Because I remember when because okay, mind you, my lawyers protested against the DNA. You understand? But I did the DNA without even my lawyer's consent. Because you know what? I sat in my cell and go, okay, I'm innocent. But because you remember when the DNA thing come, even some of my support base start dwelling down because people are like, oh, but for another market, balana DNA. So but legally it was wrong what they were doing because this is something that they should have started there. Because it about America. America heinous crime they look at DNA samples first, connected to the person. O.J. Simpson like case, we see what happened. They collected the DNA from everywhere and then they knew this is the suspect. So for them, this is where they should have started, but they ended in that one. You understand? So this day, I told Kex, I'm going to call some media. I'm going to do the DNA without my lawyer. You understand? So I even remember the first DNA. I went there. That was the day you remember when Amioli a big accident when they were going to Mankamankunda in a mall fataji. So now the state even want to force me to go in. So these soldiers, they are around there in a real Furikama, but they know me, they know how I was feeling. So they kind of shield me within them because I so one soldier hey see imanta dawda in the I'm correct. So and I was like, okay, so if the soldiers are here supporting me this way, you understand? So you can see tema. So new picture you make excellent. I imagine a soldier all the tema. So when Alasana and the doctors came to take me in, I'm not going until my lawyers are present. So we went, but the other defining moment when we went to Banjul, not to Angelina. I want to ask you something. DNA, faka gender bondele gender, because a lot of people were worried. My two kids were with the state. They can manipulate with it. So bring because I'm not worried. They can use any of my kids' DNA and match because imagine state were the one that are prosecuting me, and then the same state that we are the one that are going to do the test. Somebody that moment of a case wrong, but I telephone that case wrong down for you now. So not public support nunje. They will have used any other mechanism to put me down. By being state public will tell no. Bob Keta doing in block on they could use one of his daughters. So they become vigilant. So when even we went for that test, so bring to babo nyininga no ni DNA fintirana abekela healed or she. Okay, thank you. You understand? Nka ko den nana man dinke soro because ta mo man dinke soro ko dimuso ko fa ya alfa na nyala kam menke nyimbo nyi Mohammed is a boy, my kids are girls. So ta mo ngam bulo di la teng ye yellow bondi. You understand? So so when I was doing that, the prosecutor was taking a video of me and I was angry. Then Taha, this state lawyer, go look at this because I was very angry with that prosecutor. Now he's my friend Alasan. I was very angry. So go look at this. Who is he sending this video to? So while this is why Bob is very aggressive with us. You understand? So things start changing when Patrick came. You understand? I'm not trying to be biased because I start having more confidence when I see my Christian brothers coming into the team. When I saw when I saw Patrick there, and Patrick came to me and said, Bob, I'm not your enemy. Come, Adam Daniel as a human. He was fair. Whatever happened between you and the other prosecutors, I'm your brother, but this is my job. I have to do my job. So, I have no sense. Then Taha also talked to me. Even people were angry with Taha. And then the Francis Jata also that took my DNA to Ghana. At a point, bring testify. I came close to him. I go, bro, I trust you, fear Allah. Do not allow anyone to give you any other test apart from this. You understand? So I tell Tara Ghana. So the test came, and then the results. And then that's it. Yeah.
Wow. What a a fascinating experience. Bob, the moment the not guilty verdict was announced to you in court, how did you feel?
Also, I was very emotional because the case started from Bundum, to Banjul to the Supreme Court main Fenkoto, and I looked in the crowd. You understand? And I've seen people come. Funny, what I've witnessed in this case here, like even if my life end at this point of my life, when I see people saying certain things to me, I just said I have thousand reasons to be to be thankful. So prior to the reading of the verdict, I know already. But then, I looked at my left. Kex was there. Kex was there as a journalist, but Kex nearly passed out because the lawyer, the judge, was just acting like a American fatality case. You look at it. So the DNA came in an envelope. So he will open one envelope slowly, put it down, open another envelope. So my heart nearly drops. You understand? Because I was told it's negative. Okay, before the negative form became. So the judge was doing this. Bro, people mulbe sitting there, mulbe sitting and come mulje come cable didn't even Kumbokan, come like emotions were high. You understand? The courthouse was full to its capacity, journalists, media, people, and all eyes was on the judge. So better try main DNA for yele. And then come even if I read correct, he looked surprised. So what happened to concentrate that? So I felt, oh, maybe it's positive. Maybe they messed with it. I go, court, I joined the reading of the DNA till tomorrow. Bro. Not hard, like I want to die at that moment because it's like what everyone is waiting for. The final moment just came for him to do that. But Jalo, Justice Jalo is my friend, and he just adjoined. And my lawyer was like, "No, Justice Jalo, just read this today. We finish it." He said, "No, Akatakela." You understand? So that moment, I see people crying, and then the case was adjourned. I was told some people came 6 o'clock in the morning, early in the morning, because there were a section of people also that organized themselves. Because they thought that they are just going to maneuver with the DNA. I don't know. It can be true, it can be false. So when we came in, that time already my lawyers knew the DNA was because they served them already the results. Some people know. So it was only the states that knew, and I also heard what Gambia wrote about it. So in the morning, before the case started, so the lawyer, this was like a movie. Khadija Jallo was so LS Kaiko go and show Bob the results. So it's like a slow motion. Khadija was walking from where the the defense team are to where the stand is, if you know the Supreme Court. So everybody was looking at Khadija walking towards me with these DNA results. So everybody was sitting there. They don't know what the results is. But me, I know marketing. I know how to play with people's mind. So now when Khadija gave me the DNA, because left attention back at the now everybody's going to be looking at Bob. So when the whole attention was on me, so now DNA bro, the judge, the prosecution, the defense team, security, the supporters there, everybody eyes was on me. So ngarid, and I smile. So when I smile, then you can see the whole courtroom smiling because they knew something good is coming. Then I salute, then I say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. So they knew. So Jojo I read, God, I'm here by blah blah blah. Bob Keita is not the so Biro Keita was chaotic. So court rules man respect no kotake. People were just crying, security chica. So it was very emotional. I was like, come, okay, what good have I done to God? I'm from Tamasansang, I'm from the village, I'm not from the elites. Come, to come and have this support, like in a case where I could have spent the rest of my life in prison. But I know if people were not out there to do that, that public support, it will have turned to something bad. Yeah.
What was the first thing you did before the prison?
So when because when I bought a prison, it was a big convoy. It took us like maybe 6 hours to get to my house, So there's this girl that was involved in an accident, serious accident. I assume nearly a country telephone. You understand? So I was at because Kabonan Tamokoto from the highway to my house is 2 minutes walk. It took us 1 hour to get to my gate. So from my gate, Kataduna Korakono, it's less than 30 seconds. It took me another 30 minutes. So I man didn't know because the crowd was crazy. You understand? So Murundan Tarabijoto. So I was thinking that more base. So we went back to Banjul. because Mandu no Korago and Mumbama, and I want to see my mom, I want to see my family, but we couldn't have access. It was crazy. You understand? So Musadi Bakonyoko, let's go back to Banjul. So Ndara Banjul, you know, Ndara Nene and Nene Freda so I after some money. So we went and eat so Amobe Saitale. Bro, mistake. We came back after 4 hours. It was packed again. You understand? So when we are there, so ngam trial somebody for nena mero nyo hokteng, then yena mobile dinner. So ngaje ko sunkutu no baro komusa we have to go to Banjul. Kunya boy, ita pata prison sa batal nenkai ko no. This girl have accident because of me. Let's go. Let's go and see him. Akonyo ko bonde 15,000. Akonyo ko ni tare there. So that was that famous picture that I went and I met the girl. You know, I even hug her model ko yaje musodi ada venda benying. Yeah. So yeah, that was the first thing. I went to see her. You know, then the following day I went to my ex-in-law's house. I went to see my daughters. You know, so all that week it was overwhelming. Boy, my Swokon was like everyone was coming. People did go fund for me. People make over $1 million just for me. Na family, Ajifanta wall gift were coming everywhere. This is where this $10,000 for the borrow $10,000 when I came through that time, that December. So people felt like this is a young guy that was doing so much in life, and then our life delayed for 2 years. So I was having so much sympathy. Molben call. I know this girl, you know, later on, you know, she cannot be my girlfriend. She called me. She was the first person. She sent me 15,000, like dollars to what of dollar long, but long, you know, Konyoko, I just naturally love you. You know, this is my gift. People start sending me money, bro. I start receiving money. I go to restaurants. I don't pay up to date. You know, I go to places. People give me food for free. I go to nightclubs. I don't pay. People just respect me. You understand? I started receiving. You understand? People, Molian call it. Former vice presidents call me. Sana Sabali call me. People, all way of life. Either or that long. Molben call. Up to the Nimbo committee. Yafanya Bob Nander content. So I forever feel grateful that I went through this part, even though it was very challenging for me, but also it changed my life to something better.
So how difficult was it to kind of rebuild your life from this very difficult point in time? Ngala neko ya explain neko a lot of people came support and all of that, but when the fanfare died down, you know, mobe content and say what kabo fasa contante fintita bit will be tata in your quiet moments, rebuilding your life, your personal life, your business life. How difficult was that?
Okay, so the time I came out, I remember there was so much fame around me. People start, oh, Bob should even run for presidency. So time of the mayoral election over caring, people come. You understand? Boy, mayor. So in my mind, I was like, people are not smart. In the, like some people, you know, name all kola moja, email mind use. You understand? It be foolish in the you understand? Because in my life, I grew up, nobody knowing me. From there, this Barrow Youth Movement come, everybody knows me. So I was up. This rape case come down, I was down. I was out from the prison, I was up again. Now, Gambian only is selling the sando. Kana so so I become this humble person. You understand? I disassociate myself from all these political whatever people are telling me you have to run for mayor, because I know Bob been loved or accused by rape case and Bob as politician is different. So I tried in my quiet moments to know the reality. You understand? So I have to know the love for me and the sympathy is different from if I want to go in for office stuff. So I put myself down. I have a conversation with myself. What I'm in a business world, because bro, can I imagine? In the middle of that case, my visa was revoked from the American embassy. People that I knew were the one that read that petition and sent it to American embassy that I'm charged with rape. They wrote to me, they revoked my visa. Businesses were going to UN. I was, you know, UN retail. Businesses were down. Friends went. So I have to start from scratch. You understand? People were telling me, oh, this is the moment, Bob. Use this opportunity. No, you don't use opportunity. Kakoro make because of your fame. Just build something. Then I thought of myself. I said, okay, I get all this fame from prison. You understand? Then I have to start doing something for prison. Because of the time when they prison Jube, everything was bad there. Then we start to more block on, Kamanol into sang Capricin for reason case. So I started to integrate back, but still sometimes I feel bad because whenever I go out, people still talk about hey Bobcat and they come. It's always new up to be. People always remind me about things like that I don't even want to remember. But I just compose myself and then I started to build up my life here.
Nkafale, you talked about the support that
became
Can you hear me now?
Became
Hanisa ibukamwe. Can you hear me now? Oh.
Became Hanisa malam ini kada became
Okay.
Askeno maybe ila mic le fenkeda but became still.
I can hear you. Ndedumbe mo can loud and clear there.
Became way malam ini kada.
Even mo can say.
I cannot hear anything that you're saying. Maybe I need to log out and come in.
1 second.
You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.
Bob, malam for Ibem Moikan Bang. Can you hear me now? Hello? Mbadingolu alal badi malam falli federal be Bitilo la moykang nimembe kacha kan jangole mu Bubacarr Bob Ketati akamto ko be kole asuto kan kanyo moy ndebata moy kanne andun akamto ko mol men fana ben jibe kan be moy kanne. So I don't know be kole asuto kan damento, but we will try to see if we can fix it. Bob, can you hear me now?
But I cannot hear you.
You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa. 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 You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.
Hanibi mbadi ngolu ngali kontong ngali bismillah kote ke Bitilo te jangal nal badi malum falli fadera ni membe kacha kan jangole mu Bubacarr Bob Ketati natele be kacha kan kula men be dending ala balu wala ay simfal men ala balu kono kolyalu ay menu taki ala dungo politiko kono anin ku jamal men yalon ko wolel be dending ala balu wala al kanata hanidulato me kata ke kan ka Bob Keta murundi nan ka sedinde san kote ke pour na kacha tenteng nga ku jamal le soto me alon ko nala faka wolel kacha wakata anin President Adama Barrow temoti nyin kate fe me alon ko be wala kono teng gala protest me alon ko le fanan keta nun komanto Gambia banko kam be katake kana kaji ko mbaser la nyame ka jibe nga tentem wo nyong kacha sifalla nsafale ko atol men ben lamay ka radio to Gambia banko kan album moy kam Vibes FM le 106.1 FM atol men fanam ben jibe kan dulal to tarin ka internet to al ning Bitilo le mu nsafale ko al subscribe na Bitilo channel loto nal subscribe ta je al kan soto dawda drum fo Facebook fo YouTube lembam wara TikTok wara sako fangot YouTube to akan wakilindile aka le fanam ka sawar ka tenten ka programu samarale nanjang al ka subscribe nyamen molu fanan ka kibaru fanan je wala nyama janjang ka soni awanya bob malam fo saybe moy kan ba
Clearly, yeah.
Okay. So we are happy to have you back, Bob. Silang lafta nga damendo jibe wole mu kolu be kolati ya satala ko yemako jamale soto nun kabo molu bulu tumando ba do fanan isa ko senani bari nga kala mutala fanan ko o molu kono meni yemako e kese mentani President Adama Barrow dabo kono le nga ripoto moy nun ko $10,000 a dealer nun kese mentandi can you talk to us about that killing for soto telefaman soto biral le meeting of fanan soto aketa min dole anim fanan biray ko dila is it in exchange for support for NPP or is it kind of like coming bari ngona bari ndingo tema ke mako ele mu kaji ko elo sintan fulo? Can you clarify that whole story ni?
Okay, first ni tedasol ko ngame nyanda ka clarify le comme nga fay nyame yalla defendita President October le pro secondly President Barrow, I have no personal thing with him. You understand? Comme na banko President Lom, I was part of his first supporters. Mobile Barrow Youth Movement, comme nga fay nyame. From 2017 to 2019, that was the last time ngamera nima nyo jokoteke for being finded now. Just like any other person, comme nga memfoy. When I came out in 2022, October 12, I received lot of support, moral support, financial support, business support from people. So this was the same time Ntaranga President. So when I went there, we have a lot of conversation, a lot of things for the jail. You understand? But at the end of the support letter, I understand. He felt like Mumbari Nolti, Avenu support Kane, and then at a prison. You understand? He's a young guy, he came out, he needs support. You understand? Like any other person. You understand? Because there are people that helped me before. Ningola name for jam. There are business people. Many I don't go. Ngamolo na muso. I am command 500,000 adi na muso. Gambia kono jabi jam muso business wala. Konyo kon defana ingi soto ngal. So that moment, the money I receive from people is a lot, including the president. But ningamol jibi kafako e taxpayer la kodo leta ya sunya. So I think I need to clarify this. So that money was for him to help me. You understand? Like a young man, me anko businessman wala ba try kanne. Anata nyin challenges soto. And then he came back, and another mafanya at a point for you to come and support. But it was a genuine gift from him. You understand? To me. And for the diplomatic passport, that diplomatic passport was given to us in 2017, 2018. You understand? So that thing need to be clear. So Amanke come, Bobby tax. No. It was a help. I when I was in need, and it was not only him. There are people that helped me. Nga musol jale musudo bi jam pare kala name for jam but men kam moy yalon I am command le fire so 500,000 la so for fana dinner for something. So this is the whole thing about that. And also to come, I think even in that meeting, I already told the president that day anyway, in any civilized country, name more charge in Sifala. You understand? Then another clear, because we see it in America, name more accused rape la. And DNA that person need to be compensated. You understand? So they have to compensate me, or we are going to go to court. And this is on record. The ministry have the record. My lawyers have the. We wrote a letter to the same minister right now, MBJ Dauda. My lawyers wrote to him that we need the compensation, and which they replied that they will look into it. You understand? Push and pull. For after 2 years, they came in and said they cannot compensate me because it was not them, the state, that sent me to mile two. It was the state. It was the court. But to me, that is just BS. You understand? Because number one, court become more sentence, or become more remind, not the state made some court. So it was the state that took me to court. I have a bill me apply a appeal for the court of appeal. yen samba so it was the state so it len samba mile 2 nga bel soto yen murnde mile 2 it le dna nyininka it le dna ke state resources it le everything that it le in charge it le na ko ke ye case withdraw because the case man complete. So to me the best thing to do, they should have compensated me because they wasted my time. They give me this trauma. You understand? Because more, yeah, there's still people that look at me and say, oh, even Facebook, they tell me you are a rapist. It hurts me. You understand? So to me, I believe what the state could have done, they could have compensated me. You understand? That one. So when they wrote that letter to me, I still have those letters here. You understand?
Okay.
Yes.
So, but I think that's an interesting point. But I still wanted to press you a little bit on in present or meeting on ying. It was at State House. Atele call numbang or you requested to meet him. But
Because
can
you
hear
still
me?
wanted to what?
Yeah. I still want to press you on in president or meeting or demanding just ka kodo send and the wrong meeting when you sort of into the State House lemfo.
Yeah, it was in State House. I don't want to talk about that because it gave me a lot of trouble. When I talked about the president, it gave me a lot of trouble. But it happened in State House. It was just like friendly meeting. Like I think it's like over 1 hour because I'm like a president Mangende Luntante. Come, president has like have this come despite whatever say about Barrow, he's tolerant. We came there, you know, come Barrow he's calm, he's nice, he's a very tolerant person. So we said it was a conversation, you understand? And he felt sorry about what happened to me, but what can he do? You understand? Because I didn't from Belu Yakumba in some court I win so and I respect him for that. You understand? So but it's not anything like when people are saying, oh, Bob, it's for a day because Barrow be against no. So ni mo
I actually want to come to that next. I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to come to the next. Model okay. You went through this very difficult moment. Menketa mbengaje as unfortunate as it may be, if in the kono ye also to many fasa ye support. The president personally invited you to his home. I could open the $5,000 a dealer. That's not a small money. But in shortly after that, you came out and did a media interview and publicly called on him not to seek office for the third term. So dolbeje ikamemfo wole muko, you know, for somebody who went out of his way to do that for you, a sitting head of state, he yeah. So they are like, okay, you know, why would Bob do this? I don't know. What is your reaction to that? For somebody, me alonko, I will support Sifa and all of that. And then you came out to kind of, you know, publicly stand against his political position. I don't know. What was the thinking? What were you thinking at that time when you make that statement?
No, I was thinking, right? Yeah, be may President Barrow like, Kabbalah immediate family, momentum bintela, may President. You understand?
Yeah, again.
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. President Barrow. We might have different. Nimo President Barrow like. Mammo may President Barrow like. Because to be honest, when we started the whole thing, you understand? I was there and then President Kasilenga Diam. So when you sit with Barrow, you look at Barrow like he come Gambian to Gambian is a very genuine person. Come like I'm a problem so you understand? So and ala diamo be kono Barrow always emphasize ko nimboda president yara left like a see Gambia. You understand? Nimboda president even ala banasal diamo president yara left like a see Gambia. Left like a see Gambia. But saying B dolbe Barrow bala fe left bang Barrow na bada president yala see Gambia bang wala left Barrow na bada president la doro. Because being a kunun jele mellim president dolbi jang. Biring president o bada president yala wala ta exile. Be tele na kita imbara. So ntelo interview what I said nko president wala na it was 3 years. Afong yo fale. Kodi it was 3 years. So 3 years, another 5 years, another 10 years. Nko constitutionally the constitution gave him the right to go for 15 years. But the aftermath of presidency, Barrow is this guy, man, is so nice that I don't want to see him hot in the future. So the decisions he is doing today might affect him and his family tomorrow. Jawara was here for 30 years. What time I was young, you could be like a befonyola. You could gambe jawarantang. But very accurate, I see me to Angleterre for a few years. Now. Yeah, Jambe was calling Gambia. Dekabe Manmakomo. Where is he today? He is in Guinea alone. All of his people come. So this is genuine love that I have for this guy because I can't President helps me. You understand? So I don't want somebody in the future. Model ba push kan ko kono me alonko this was the perspective I was saying. The president should not seek. It's no disrespect to him. This was the perspective I said. The president should not seek for third term. You understand? But not that you understand? I was married. I was newly married to somebody very close to the president. You understand? But to me, not consentiment in that time. This is a president that I want to succeed, but I don't want him to ruin that legacy. Come I can for by going to Tata because not at that time, possibly he's going to win. Now winter, he might go for fourth time. I might win, but one day the presidency is going to end. Now Banta, we have seen the trend. When Jawara was coup d'etat, he left. We never have a proper smooth transition of government. So this new generation of 21st century, we want to see our leaders. We want to set those examples. We want to break those guns, violence, whatever thing it is needed. We want to see the next president. You know, for State House, Barrow Youth Movement, Bendung, you hawk. You understand? I'll find Budara Moto Konaita. Wala ita fo pipeline na steering namin wala ita fo jang je contre ala korra men fer taf jang. You understand? So this is the context, but it didn't go well with him. So never been okay. That night I was called. People were so angry. Why would I say this? I was like ungrateful. Mome mako ikanasi ikafoko. Then that interview cost me a lot of things. Yeah, you know certain things I cannot talk about in media, but it cost me. You understand? Then, but wallahi, it was not a disrespect to him. But I just genuinely want Barrow, with everything I make in Gambia. I just want him to be that leader, member president settler in Gambia. When he's leaving State House, and next president invite them, they have a lunch, Yedwanwe, Alamoto Drive, Aitasi, and he continue to be a state man. This is what I wish for him.
But I understand. I understand
Yes.
the position you're coming from, but one could say, Fananko, the president had the right. Amanko kabe kele fenneke kan ibafala menako is illegal or it's not constitutional. Now, constitutional as well for him to run for a third term. He determined that he wanted to run for a third term. So I don't know what the problem was. You know what? Because what I'm trying to get at is going for a third term was not illegal. It's not. It was.
Okay, Jawara 30 years rule was legal. Jamela 22 rule. Metal. It was, but they campaigned. They campaigned on that. The constitutional that I made go 2 term. Those words were said. So some of us believe promises because look, we want to see leaders being held accountable of what they said. You understand? So you cannot say you helped me today. So my no kuje me alanko amanke bankola interesting and there because of kume yoko. I'm not that kind of person. There are people today I'm disagreeing with. They helped me. This that gave me this 500,000. Billahi wallahi moli alone. I'm makar but bin naman that diam because of when I went after the first family, she cut me off. And that's fine. Boy, bro. You know that interview, it cost me money. It cost me relationship. Like there are people, they genuinely give me businesses like prestation of that, and nobody want to deal with me again because they felt like, oh, the interview was very wrong. It was very bad, but I stood by that. But even after that, Melnatake, I tried to mend the relationship. You saw that I came online. I made the apology because it cost me a lot of things. You understand? But all those apologies, Naranya, will come to that. You understand? But I just feel it is not right when leaders are coming to election. You can okay, you understand? And then you see, then you know, mabo constitutional come. Okay, no constitutional for. You understand? We need to hold our leaders responsible, accountable for their words. So there was nothing like I've been ungrateful. No, I love Barrow. as a normal Gambian, as a Gambian uncle, and I can take it I'm Marquelle. You understand? And I can banko president fund, the respect is there. For me to say not to go to that term, wallahi, it is for his own interest and his immediate family, but not those people. Because when they talk, when the going go tough, you understand, he will not now come and you at jela. Coming a point of constitutionality coming for them. When Yajambe was going for all this constitution stuff, also, it was correct. When he was arresting people for public order act, it was in the laws, but it is wrong. So if they promised the young people that nada two-time lebekela umanake, so I think honorably he should just said, okay, you know what? My party is here, he's still young, I'm still the president, I still have that incumbency. He can bring somebody in within his party, will continue, but I just want him to succeed. I want him to have a smooth life after presidency. This is the reason I said he should not go in for third term.
There are people, I'm sure you must have heard this, Menuko Tumando about a year old for maybe Ibela Kunkudare Buruburu Kanu, maybe you had political ambition at that time. You wanted to enter into politics and probably, okay, given everything that you've gone through, the difficulties, the challenging moment, probably, you know, politics was not the right thing to do, or even Konyong Kumakansi Falvo. Was it true? Did you do it because you saw a future for yourself in politics?
No, when you go back to that interview, Nintamano president at that time for many of five come for phone call. He will. I was just laughing with the father. Say, "Man, kafa go no, Barrow na katale na bota jang definitely na funding ke youth." So because that was the same time Jomai and Sonko came. So you know, I was saying that okay, why the president from bota je, umfane din president so Gambia. You understand? Na be duna ni Barrow bulo di nyola. Come hill aita man come on State House. So I was saying it out of this perspective, but I was not saying this because of disrespect. But itella miroto, they took it as disrespectful. You understand? They take it as ungrateful. But I was just brutally loving somebody up to today. Wallahi. When you sit with Barrow, close doors. You know, come he's that typical Gambian uncle, male uncle. He don't want to wish anyone any bad. You understand? And until Barrow na time being model member babalay malong. That time it was in Fajar. What time when you cool be mantar keka. You understand? The naka silen na kacha na konton. And we see the genuine love I mentioned of Gambia. You understand? So what have just changed right now with people telling him certain things, which I believe, because in normal way, how can the president even call a young Bob Keita to say, okay, why did you say I should not go for third term? You understand? But all those things were normally he will not even do that. You understand? But maybe more level fly in the no become malu because there are times that people think that I want to go into politics, but I'm not. Maybe no I'm gonna start from the councillorship, yet I get deputy. We want to grow. We don't just want to be that overly ambitious. I want to become a president. No, we want to grow from one state to one state to one state to be where we want to be. But back to the point, you know, I will still say it. If I have it my chance, you know, let him just not think about the third term for his own safety in the future. Because there's high chance he's going to win. But there are 3 days in the world, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. A day will come, he will leave. So now leave aside. Will he be allowed to live in pipeline where he's building, or he's also going to be sent to exile, just like Yahya Jammeh, Macky Sall, Mbalo, and all African presidents? This is what I don't want for him.
So still on the President Barrow issue before we move. Ngaje, shortly after that statement was made and the fallout also, it was very difficult for you personally, professionally, business or and all of that. Naraje Fanango, there was another revelation regarding a private conversation that you had with the president. Purumol menyalonko tumandobate makalamuta nga menketa nung yesa ferole ko nung kaitan diko ina telephone call soto ay silandije ay kumodo lufoye menyalonko na tembe kumolelmu, and then things that were also in relation to the politics in Senegal. So nimbi isita given in President Barrow temo aliada di blaja mendo itunta prison ifindita nang inata aye mako aye sembentendi inata nyum kumakang all for the fallout another very difficult moment for you. Do you think President Adama Barrow ko be handle nyaming, especially the latter part of your relationship with him? Nisita be a fella in hindsight. Do you think you could have handled it differently?
Yes, because you know, more than I understand that I think that phone conversation happened in shortly when I get married. I can't even remember when I get married again. But I think it's 2024 or 2023 when I get married. It was 2 weeks. Sunkaro kono na nimfatu wala mala fenkote. So, and I kept that, that conversation. I don't want to go into details, you know. But then, EMM4, I could have handled it. I did not lie. All what I said is the truth, and I still stand by it. But I think I overreacted. You understand? But you know, sometimes, reaction kana nyame nemo ignite. Okay, I will tell you. We'll get to gala. So prior to phone conversation o ketale 1 year back before I talk to it about, because I ketale family diameter come, a lot of things happen behind the doors. So when we created gala, the night before we go in for protest, I have friends. So a friend of mine called me. You know, Akadogo get in state house. You know, the list was shown to us, and then your name is there, and then you can they will take you guys to prison. So I was very angry with this statement. So I informed Galala Timo in Yininka. Anyway, in Yininka, our executive. Anyway, I have a message that the list was shown to these people, and tomorrow we'll be arrested. Prior to our coming out, we are going to be arrested, and possibly they're going to take us to mile 2. So, we'll have a very more arrest. When the car was going from Banjul, when it reached mile 2, I nearly cried because I thought we are going inside mile 2. So, so when they told us this, and then we were arrested with Gala, what bring this conversation out? You know, whether I will do it today, no, I would not have discussed that, because that was okay. I would not even call it a personal relationship, because being a president of Janne, you know, what a politician or Jan, kunu ini mole men discourse be a fintan and banta yafo. Woman ke trust it. That is politics. You understand? President Sita Janha Fabakar ko nimang UDP ngol bay mbala ndekel teng ntel jang nka furel wurule jang nka safolke, so ngaji defa within, even with the Talib and the UDP split ku jama defa. So that is comme mulka diamle when they have problem with politics, yeah. But if that was today when I will do it, no, I will not talk about that. But what led to that is when we were arrested. I know we'll come to the about when we were arrested and then now taken to different police stations. So when we are arrested, we are taken to Banjul, we are taken to Kanifing, we are taken to Olyundum, or Jana to Saturday into Banjulindi, we are taken to Brikama. So the last point where I was taken to, niaji be bire gala mul be muta ntene muna yen imantela la nature, because enter samba blaldo dami alon ko in communicado you of official, we should not even come out. So I was in that prison cells, and then I start reflecting in mile 2. You understand? So emotions were high. So ntene muna yen you know, because our phones were taken. Kaku saying you understand? My wife then and no friends, so nobody even come to visit. Nobody know where we are. You understand? Nkako, maybe they're targeting me and you. Some big in a so I was left alone. So all the boys were two. So I was left alone. You understand? Because then muna ning boy will be in a bondage. In a muna for somebody, so I was left alone. So but you know, we were arrested in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Thursday, ben na family malum bedame. For Friday, Saturday, it was, I think, Fatu Kamara, Nyanja, well, the phone and Juban and a wife then, and in Kexwall, because nobody knows where I was, and I was alone. So I was very angry. You know what? These people, I think they're targeting me now. Okay. Maybe now I should even talk about this telephone call. So I start writing. I start remembering everything that went through that telephone line. But I even said this first to Human Rights Commission when they came there. I told them, you know, and I said it to 2 people. One tell me, write about it. Somebody told me, no, do not write about it. These are very top people when they come to visit me. So when I came out, I was not thinking, you understand? What I said, I did not lie. All what I said is the truth. But I think I could have just handled it. But because of, you know, my treatment in that 3 days, I was isolated, and I feel I was personally targeted. You understand? Because listen, this gala whole thing cost me more damage, more losses. But you know, we talked about stuff, yeah. But at that point, when I wrote about it, also, so Nata, within a minute, the whole shift come from Gala, and now it comes to me. Then now the media even kind of forget about Gala stuff or whatever we achieve, and everything come to up to Senegal media. Everybody wrote it, and then I felt bad. You understand? Some people agree with me, some people didn't agree with me. But emotions, like what I when you come for don't make certain decisions. But because of the way I was treated when I was in detention, this is what led to those full conversation been disclosed to the public.
Mm. So, but Bob, yalong, I'm so ika yung fana mo dolu, bem fola, wala mo ko, tumando bato with things that happened in your personal life that ended up becoming public, the court case, and all this stuff. Tumando bato dolu bem fola wala mo ko, politiko wete nyantala no yo tununje. And then maybe you focus on your own self and in probably la rehabilitation and, growing your business. But we see that you are still interested in, public affairs, Bancola Politico and things happening around young people. What was the motivation for that?
In fact, one day I was in a police escort van. Um, Two incidents when I was going to Bundum, and I saw the students around Westfield, convey them, and then they come free Bob, free Bob. So in the car I was like, okay, these are kids. They could have just go to school. They don't care about like they're accused rape. You understand? But I've seen kids leave their school, come to Mile 2 to visit me. I've seen kids buying gifts for me. I've seen a young girl. I'm looking at her, maybe she's 18, 19. She came to visit me in Mile 2. And she came with a ring. She was like, oh, Imam Fati nobody have any food. And she insisted that she would not leave the prison until I proposed to her. So I've seen so much love, you understand, from people. Yeah. And I've seen your multi gas, Sunkudindo Moto Ataka Simoto. You understand? Student Kerota Siloka, family becomes scattered. So if all those things happen to me, na case was pushed because of more mafoko. Oh, marangana hajo ke banyi manke bob ni manke ndala hajo man sakunda ni bob anala mo le fonu because abenu wol le kono. But people there say no, what was happening is wrong. So we have to go and fight for Bob. So when I came out, I'm going from now on, it's going to cost me everything, but I'm going to always be with the side of people. Yara ne mol ko nyoko ida fo ma nyameng wota mene fintera me benum famous ni nyam fa ni tara no NPP to be kera fentije. But ko I could have done that because those days things were very high, bob, 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 bob. Still it is, yeah. But how will I face those lay people, laymen, lay women, students, pabil merol, many anonko, itamate simula berim banyul, kana for tabokoto just to support me. Ngana finte boy konko le jamfa. Then I'm just going for personal gains. So you understand? So until I stay in politics, I was not part of any I was not part of any political party. I think even when the mayoral comes out, I was campaigning because I was seen in Talib's campaign one time. You understand? So nga feel ko moli la sacrifice jama ken de bob kete so jama de bob to be bena finte la kombe mol fisir wala just for a personal interest, but also it nearly came because when things went rough for me, you understand, when everybody just cut me off again, when business were scattered because after that phone conversation, my then brother-in-law came on with a statement. We'll come to that, you understand, then it's like bunda started to close correct. Then at that point, what was more important to me was my wife and my kid. And I was trying to mend that relationship. Then I have to come. I have to write the apology letter. I have to send. I was talking to senior members of that party. You understand? Because I just want to mend the relationship. Because now this is not only about politics, but now family. Because it actually cool family do that jail. Because when that statement was made, my then brother-in-law came and counter me. You understand? So now it's like politics and family and me, and now I have to decide on what I should do. This is my wife, this is my kid, and this is a politic. But because of my statements, and now my own brother-in-law came to counter me. So where do I stand? Should I let go of everything? Then near you time people start insulting me, it hurts me. Oh, where is Bob Keita? Nafi Kolom, Amandra Jekan Gala. You understand? And I left Gala. And I tell them, I called the executive, you know what? At this point, my marriage, my kid is more important to me. I made a mistake. I did not lie. I make a mistake, and it doesn't go well. Allegedly, it doesn't go well with the presidency. It doesn't go well with my brother-in-law, and whatever don't go with your brother, it doesn't go well with your marriage. And eventually, stuff happened. It led to even relationship breaking down. You understand? But it was it because some people was thinking that, oh, ibe fame la. What other fame will I have again in my life? You understand? But we did that gala with a conviction come laftale tonya hello and be alhamdulillah. We'll come to that. So no action because it gala laying ko trigger. So pour mole along ning phone conversation no and yin ko be ketale 1 year before. But the reason why I talk about it now, being arrested, being incommunicado, I was separated from every other. We were 13 in numbers. I was left alone. So I was angry and emotions were high. Then I talked about this. And then the repercussion even become more overwhelming to me. If it was today, will I have said that in public? No. But do I lie? No. I stated the fact. But after that, I tried to mend the relationship. They wouldn't accept it. There are times that I want to see the president again, just to apologize. Because to me, at the end, I want to save my marriage. You understand? Because family don't I want to save my marriage. I want to save my. You understand? But because of memfo, and may phone conversation on menke, woman alfaldi. Good guy, he helped me a lot, but he felt disappointed that I would talk about this thing in public. Then the only thing as a menke, he have to come and defend his boss. Then I was put under the carpet. I was called a liar. I was called all kind of names. But between me and Allah, what I said, I did not lie. Whether I regret what I said, yes, I should not come to public, but whether I lied is not also a lie, and I still stand by that.
Did you speak to the president after this whole incident?
No, I tried to, but at a time, because more at a time I tried. I talked to few ministers because at the end, when this whole thing came, there was a time that you even heard that Bob was sick because I was having a lot of trauma because I went through a lot of problem in the past, yeah, and I came to have this other problem. But this other problem happened because of Gambia. You might get the phone pastor because Gala. We came to protest for Gala. And I know because a night before I was told you can ask Galas. Momo group organ. I told them we are going to be arrested tomorrow because I have this information. So we have to be ready. So wala na fabirin kata Gala la protest la. Hindi na moto borin for no office auto. Hakim Lempik. Boy, we are going to be arrested, and we were arrested. And so being a molje ka fa bob itong betrayal lati wala mo snake lati it just make me angry. You understand? Because I know I could have just home not to be part of Gala, and I'm living my life, I'm living with my family, I'm having my son, I'm having my wife, but my association to that has cost me the relationship with my then family, my wife, my brother-in-law, the states, businesses. So it cost me a lot. But do I regret that? No. You understand? I did not regret that. And one respect I even have for president that time, even after that, there were people that went to the president and said, "Oh, you have to take this diplomatic passport from Bob." But also, what Gambians need to understand, well, having a diplomatic passport, because you have to find a visa. You understand? And it is the president discretion pour que diplomatic passport di men diatai. You understand? Do I deserve to? No, but he gave it to me. Not today. This was his 2019. You understand? So, but why I even respect the president more? Because I was not there. But I had there people that went to him and said, "Oh, Bob, better disrespect kane. Ila passporta. Ako no. It can be true. It can be false." He told them no. He was supporting me before, and when he was supporting me, we gave him this, so I cannot take it. You understand? Even when I was traveling recently, I was scared that, okay, maybe they will take it from me from the airport. But he kept that word. So for me today, to be saying the president should not go for third time, I could have choose something different. There are times that conversations was going,
between me to meet the president is just to go on Facebook to write certain thing or to make a video to say certain things, and then everything is going to settle. But I couldn't do that. You understand?
Because there was a time that we had rumors that you were about to join the NPP. Was that true? Or what happened?
No, comme nga même foye. Yalo ne mo. Ndata dem for the part to in life here. At the end, nata ko. At the end, I become this person. Me uncle. I'm not saying I'm important, but whatever I said, it become like a national news. You understand? So whatever I utter, wala na sa nga media diamobla. So when I said what I said, in fact, let's go back. How many people Jamene Barone Kumo Barole Kumo Barone never call any person to call them. But for him to call to tell me about how he feels about my interview, I don't think it's only about me, but also Ajero Kondunda family Lekono, which is very also close to him. You understand? So
Go ahead,
okay, you understand? So
Mhm.
it didn't call like it again. You understand? Even when the problem happened, you can ask anyone. I went to ministers. I went to people, men and women, for them to just talk about these issues because another family problem. We all see after the statement, na brother illo natale, I encounter le, ngamen from befani Allah, kuna rake debate, model see the television or to lie against me. You understand? So it was like parts. People were taking sides. You understand? Then the first thing I just pull out from Gala, not because I don't trust in what I was in their meetings. Name the police station Katabari. I don't want to be seen in public because of already to that point my marriage was more important to me and to my son. The ultimate goal we want the list, and the list was published. And we were all the charges were dropped because we were charged. We are going to go to court. All the charges were dropped. So to me, no fight was what we wanted was already established. And I call Hakim, and I call Kex, and I call Omar Saib, look, now I'm still part of Gala. I still believe in Gala, but I cannot be taken, like I cannot be seen with you guys because now this is affecting my marriage, and that one I will not regret it. It's more important than anything, but still, Colmantano, it even become more difficult. More conditions were put. If I should see the president to apologize in person, I have to go online and make a video and say what I said because that Sonko part of it was very, 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 very troubling to them.
Sensitive.
Yes,
Mm.
the Sonko part because those things. Even the Senegalese media wrote about it. Senegalese diplomats knew about it. I was called for interview for that, not in Gambia, but Senegalese people called me to interview me. There was a time you saw me a picture with Sonko's lawyer. So there are a lot of things going on, but I just have to slow down. But Ngarnoko, looking at everything, what I said on the media, it cost me so much that when I post something, come on, or our $10,000 or our this thing. But when we were going out that day to go and protest for Gambia, most of those idiots talking, where were they? So we 13 of us came out, and today, out of our goodwill, today Gambia, we have a full commission that was set up by the first time in the history by the National Assembly. You understand? To know, yeah, Jambela, so do I regret that? No, I'm very proud of that. But I did everything to mend that relationship. That's why I came out to even write the apology. Even in my apology, you see, I never said what I said was lie. I said I should not have talked about it in media. But it cost me everything that you can think of.
Baringolo nim Bubacarr Bob Keita lebe jang al nim Bitilo lemu Allah bari mal fana mum falli fadera atul membe moy ka radio to Gambia banko kangal be moy kan Vibes FM 106.1 FM APS International wolel blobe na Bitilo kibaro koto jam Bob ngalan kachalo jam fata nsafu fana ko nsidiata tongolale liro sidiata tongolale but I wanted to ask mbe politics sangole kono in terms of Bitilo la nyilang politiko kono. Are you going to be involved in our politics? Do you see a future for yourself in Gambian politics? And if so, how?
Of course, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to be endorsing a candidate who, when, where, I don't know, but I will eventually. I just love, at the end, people tell me, Bob, you have other potentials to do. Look at your friends today. they are in government, they are winning big contracts, they are doing this, they are doing that. Bro, I have opportunities like that, yeah. But at the end of the day, I just want to do what I want to do. You understand? And there are certain things I did yesterday.
Which is
If
what? What is it that you
to,
want to do?
like I want to be part of decision making. I want to be somebody that tomorrow my kids will say, okay, mfama kita nyawanya, but afanan dahna do the political. You know, politics is not only about having a position, kind of, you understand, like left like a mayor to left like a president. Far from that, but you can have your voice heard. Because for me, I have a voice that I know. For example, today, what I'm doing, asking the young people to go out to register and vote. And 3 young people. Do you know how many hundreds of young people call me? They want to vote. So that is part of national development. Because if you so sensitized can put politics. You understand? Do I have something? Of course, yes. You understand? I will not sit here and lie to you. I was talking to, I will not even say it's okay. Because my statement about the president cost me a lot, family wise. You understand? That I was left with nothing to do but to come out to apologize or to try to mend that relationship. It was about to happen. Even there was a time, there was one NPP meeting that I was there. I was supposed to, but yeah, protect. I was about to make a speech there, but because of a day before that, I asked a question about Gala. So some of us has fought so much. You understand it, doing things for the country, but in the media side, it recommended oh, Bob Kedan 10,000 or dialale. O Bob Kedan NPP bijela. But B, ninta nga politics jube kunu. B, mo dobe baro against kan kunu itelle na bije. That is politics. Kunu dolnin Joe Biden bije, B na mantarje, kunu dolnin Talib bije, dolnin Dabo bije. So politics changes. But ila stand wo itarje. So I will tell you, if I was not married to that family, because so much respect, I have so much respect for that family. They love me. Imana pass history, Jube, decent people, and everything. But because of the connection that they have with the family, with the president, if I was married differently, when I'm going to president problem, committed a family or a model family, what I said, maybe my brother-in-law would not have come out, can counter. You understand? Maybe I would not have come out to apologize because I would not care. But at that point, it was okay, family and politics and your relationship back with these people. So all what I need to do is to get my relationship back with these people and to be able to solve my problem with my family. Because remember, this thing happened and my family came online to debunk what I said. It was all over the social media. Some people don't believe me. And these two people are the most powerful people in Gambia. So I, Bob Keita of 34 years, a poor guy, having beef with two head of state, I can say, the president and commissioner general, all coming and to denounce what I said. So, bro, I was having a lot in my head. Bro, I went through almost a depression. Ask my boys. Gala boys all they know. If it if I created a lot of more for a boy, I can above trust. And that hurt me. But within the gala, they knew the sacrifice that I have taken. You understand? And then they knew the price that I have paid. You understand? To get to this point. But whether I'm going to be actively in politics in 2020, I've already started it. We are doing voters campaign. Of course, we are going to endorse a party. You understand? So what is going to happen next in the future? Of course, I'm going to be part of politics in Gambia in the future, but not now because Gambia political. You have to build your base. I'm 34. I want to be in politics when I'm 50. By that time, we grow up.
Do you want to be president?
Who don't want to be a president in Gambia? Do you want?
Abaraka bake Bubacarr Bob Keita mbaɗigolu wala mun lalu ndangoti jam Bitilo to jang alfangole ya moy nga fenjamalel kacha ala baluwoto simfala menuta atol fana ben jibe kam mol ben jibe kan karo bela al bulata noma throughout mo kemolu kabde YouTube, Facebook ngal be jayi ngal tentu albe fasa romenke kan albe bulaka nyoma nyamentem sa fale ko nim Bubacarr Bob Keita la be jang ninga tara ali nyinin kar dantan soto fanam nse kilim fulata nole nga jele ko mo jamalel ben jibe kan Ibrahima ba ben jibe kan ate ben jibe kan kabo Israel ate mu Bitilo kanunte ning face à la dolati Alaji Ibrahima Sadio fanam benjibe kam ulbe benjibe kam Facebook le Gambian in Spain o fanam benjibe ka ngata be YouTube le mba falay ko ala baraka bake al ka fasaro menke Bitilo la al kabulan no ma nyamin jang kan support all the time nsafale ko atol mem fanam benjibe kan nakeba pa Modou Bojam fanam benu jenne article yes, a lot of people are reacting to the interview and they are commenting mbafole beko ala baraka bake. I have Mr. Kolifa Benjibe kan so mbafole ko ala baraka bake. Thank you very much indeed. Mbe kumfaro kila na Bitilo kibaro lejane Bob ninga atara fembeje tumando batu memam findin na kachakono ila faka mem findindi iso sata weken saratoti inga sarota molie.
What I'm doing still now, they always the opportunity sort of like a damn Gambian ole. I still want to thank people because for even right now mental Gambian Europe daming that's salola janodo, and then this woman come and said, hey Bob, so the love,
Europe, do you want to talk about it Europe kono?
Do I want to?
Europe if you want to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, all right.
Privacy. Yeah, that's my privacy. Yeah, but okay. I'm just here because you need any problems if you need a break. So for me, from 2019, I have a lot of legal challenges coming up. I've been in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, Infinita. Overwhelmed with all this fame. Marco Road. I think I did not do even 1%, but I went to prisons, communities, school sensitization, drug phone calls. So I did a lot. And and I start having a lot of troubles, you understand? And I'm only a human being. So what I can do, I can take a break from whatever is happening in Gambia. Let me just think what I want to do more. Active, of course, yes. So, but remember for the you understand, we can have our political differences, we can have our religious differences, but at the end of the day, baby, when I saw, there's one picture that stood out for me in the Sona address when I saw Alaji S. Dabo and the president sitting in Alaji's office. I was like, I just wish politicians, political supporters can look at this picture because that picture speaks volume. When Alaji stand in a political platform, he will throw jabs at the president. President will throw jab at Uncle Usenu. But when they meet, it's like nothing have ever happened. So let's just leave politics of violence. Let's just leave politics of insults. You understand me? Let's just leave politics of Hasante, Kanyola Kulu, to go that personal. No. You understand? Whatever President Barrow wants, that is what Uncle Hussein wants, that's what Esafal wants, that's what this other person. So na miral niya like a fata. But at the end of the day, we all want to see Gambia to be in that level. So you might disagree with Bob Keita today, but don't go personal with him. You understand? Because it hurts. I might disagree with Mfali, but if I'm going to disagree with Mfali, let me disagree with Mfali with policies. I might disagree with Lawyer Hussein Dabo or Talib Bensouda or Mama Kande or somebody, but let it be on that political side. But in Gambia, when I see people being like loose cannon, going after politicians, insulting them, calling them names, like calling their boy, these people have families before they become politicians. You understand? What happened to our culture? So more of them follow. I have been insulted. People call me rapist up to today. Nko ala baraka. Mol ko nyoko emotionate leti. Nko ala baraka. Ye mol jamfale. Nko ala baraka. But the only question ke nyinga. Biri lumen entel ka fenting konkata gala protest la. We posted it 1 week, 2 weeks. Where are all those people? Many alonko. Wal kantel kuma de betrayal la bi. So we came out, 13 of us, and most of us today, you had a contract terminated with Alport. Okay, what happened, because of Gala. You understand? So, be in the Gambian for the Gambia Jubeji, then the political season for Noncono. After the mobile alunko, ebe decision menkela on the 5th of December. What decision on Yebe Sambala until on the 5th of December 2031. So ila carte keso ila carte keso wala mila voice kana fa kon ninga carte keso di esa falla wala ngadi Adama Barrow wala ngadi Lawyer Hussein Dabala ata win la carte fayta la fa ka di menna
another telephone will lose telephone, but ila conscience is clear. Ila democratic right yakene. You understand? But be ni Bob Keita na tela suokono. Ay man boro dila. But ita fan okay, man pare ka carte fay Bob Keita. But because of I man boro dila. After 2 months, o man boro banale. See, boy ningalong from boy ndagin. So that conscience that will forever stay with you. So whatever we ko keka, choose your consent. Come ninga inke be. So mambena dam. Including me, there are things that I done yesterday. I'm not proud of them today. But when you go to that ballot box, don't only think about you, think about your children, think about your future. It's a very defining moment in our democracy. You understand? Ninko democracy, but it's very defining moment. So until advisement, more yalo niko karte kesote blokono. IEC announced the order on the 5th. On the 8th of next month. Ibe karte keso start la kadi Gambia supplementary voters card. Supplementary voters card wolom men la voters card will filter. Wala many alon ko man sanji tendency soto nu say carte ke so fela kana si ka di wolela adi nyanda kala Gambia nolti follow pu jadi basoto ni mu Gambia no fananti ko fosi document dandan ne soto birth certificate ni mo soto no problem ID card nyanda tare bulle ni ma ID card soto no problem passport nyanda ka tare bulle ba ni ma ngi fo be soto ifama ibama ibinki wala kotoma inaita alkalo ya wala inata sefo ya e kayto safe attestation ita yele carte nyinin every Gambian must vote. We are not telling you who to vote for yet. We do not make any endorsement. You understand? But all what we want, lafta mumo carte. Nite believe ta ko. Mansakunda bitaka nyama bedale to feel ay nyala fandi. Carte chika adi wala. But nite fana believe ta ko. Ha. Nite fana believe ta ko oppositional. So this is the last advice I have people to people nga ñu respect wrong nga ñu buña. You know, nendrol ni hasantel ni ñu tiñal te ngol stop, you know. Then at the end of the day, Gambia is what really matters, yeah.
At the end of the day, Gambia is what matters. Mbadi ngol Bubacarr Bob Keita ti mbaje la mbatentu la watu menta kakafu majang nga fenjamalu jibe ala simfala balwolo kono nga kujama karanje mo jamal fana be jibe loke kang you know, they are also reacting. We have numo sora ben jibe kang NBY Ibrahim Kolingam Tokile. He said it's a pleasure watching Bob today, and we learned something very important, most especially about being patient, loyal, faithful, and disciplined. So we have a lot of sentiments from a lot of people when BGB come back. Yeah, so thank you very much indeed, everybody. Ngal beje ngal tentu Bob. Ngalon ne kachalo made almost 3 hours, but it was worth it. You know, thank you very much for your time. Midwala fanam for alama alese kolu besonea. Alama alembe tanka katanin katato la lamu ngal beja ngal tentu. Allah baraka wassalam. Thank you very much indeed. Allah baraka.
You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Fadera.